Yes, it's the big one. Welcome to the Sporty Show. It's Champions League night yet again, and it's the quarterfinals. We have Real Madrid taking on Arsenal and Inter Milan over in Germany, taking on Bayern Munich. A little bit of confusion here today at the Sporty Show, so we're sorry that we didn't get to you sooner, but we have a lovely show ahead. Another watch along with you guys, and we know it's going to be very dramatic because Real Madrid are playing. And the man, the myth, the legend, KlintonCod is here, ready to support Los Blancos.
To support the Los Blancos, as usual. Listen to me. I don't know who is listening to me right now, but I want to tell you something. Thoughts here at the Lord. I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan, you would have every reason to doubt your fanship. And by the end of today, by 11 p.m. tonight, I see 5,869 Arsenal fans saying no to Arsenal and supporting Real Madrid. But who is here with me to have this conversation is the tallest man in Madrid. I'm happy to be giving him his full credit, Alex Ashmore. Alex Wagwan, do you believe in the fact that Arsenal fans will be doubting their fanship and might be supporting Real Madrid by 10 p.m., 11 p.m. tonight?
Not one bit, but I have a feeling, I think tonight might not go as we expected it to. Don't think Arsenal will win, but I feel like there's a draw. I'm sensing a draw. As you would say, I'm hearing voices.
You're hearing voices.
And then those voices are telling me a draw and Real Madrid win at the Bernabeu next week.
Whatever you smoked, please stop it, okay? I know it's very cheap, but it's a very brotherly advice.
Do you want to bet?
Yes, please. What's the bet? Wait, stop. What's the bet?
On Sporty, no, wait.
No, no. For something. For
Alex.
20 euros.
20 euros if the draw. I'll give you 20 euros.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to give it to him on the show so everyone watching can see that you're a man that pays
Absolutely,
his
but
debts.
if they don't draw,
Then Alex gives
if
you
there
20
is a
euros.
win,
If Arsenal or Real Madrid win, I'll give you 20 euros.
And it
Sarah,
has to be a transaction done on the show,
no,
ladies and gentlemen. I will hold you to it.
Sarah, please, you are a witness to this one.
Yep. And
You are
so
not just a witness, all our viewers are witness to this, right? In as much as I don't do that kind of cheap betting, 20 euros, but because of obviously his level, right? I understand that that's 20 euros. I don't know how much your electricity or your...
Shake the hands, gentlemen.
All right, let's do it.
All right, 20 euros to Alex if they draw. 20 euros to Clinton if Real Madrid or Arsenal win this evening.
Hold on, let me start planning what I want to spend with my money already.
Get out of here. All right, also joining us today, we have Shantelle, who's taking care of social media. No, we don't have Shantelle. I'm just kidding. Sorry, bit of technical confusion there. No worries. In a bit, we will check in with Shantelle. But, gentlemen, let's start Arsenal, Real Madrid, since you both are betting on this game, apparently. Let's go through the starting lineup, shall we? Also, just on Sporty Bet for all of you at home, Arsenal right now are the favorites at the Emirates. Sporty Bet 2.11. Meanwhile, Real Madrid are 3.66. And the draw, 3.67. So, Alex, actually, the draw is the least favorable of the three as of right now.
Please, I don't want you to speak
you'll win
in
the
a
most
way that
money.
he's going to cancel our bet. The bet...
You can't cancel.
Yeah,
No.
you can't cancel at this point, right? We've sure
no
cancel it,
refunds.
and that is what it is. But the one thing we can do is, though, we can actually increase the money.
No.
Let's
leave it at 20.
No, let's
Maybe
let's
we'll increase the money when it's 1-1 in the 96th.
Look at his teeth.
All right, 25 minutes until kickoff. Let's start with the home side here. This is the starting lineup for the Gunners and Mikel Arteta. David Raya in between the sticks, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, and Miles Lewis-Skelly, with a midfield of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, and it's Saka, Mikel Merino, and Martinelli up top. Before we go to Real Madrid, let's break this one down, guys. Kivior getting the start here, Alex. A little bit shocked for this one?
I mean, it's an interesting one. I think obviously Gabriel being out, the options, Tomiyasu as well is out. I think you look at the options they got on the bench there. Ben White would have been the obvious one maybe, but I don't know. Maybe he's gone for Kivior because he trusts him a little bit more defensively. It's an interesting one. I think you could have gone with Ben White or Kivior in that position. I think the big thing is for Arsenal is not having Gabriel, not only from a defensive point of view, but from an attacking point of view. Given how good and how efficient and productive that Arsenal have been at corners this season in the Premier League and the Champions League with Gabriel as their man there, and him not being there, given how weak Real Madrid have been at defending corners recently, I think that's the biggest miss tonight. Not a striker that Arsenal don't have tonight, but Gabriel being out defensively and going forward, I think that's a really big miss for Arsenal.
Yeah. Clinton, obviously we know Arsenal are pretty battered with injuries, and Havertz, Tomiyasu, Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel picking up the latest injury for the Gunners just last week. Raheem Sterling obviously unavailable for this one based on suspension. But is this the best lineup that you think Mikel Arteta could have put forward against Real Madrid today?
I mean, in my opinion, I'm looking at that bench. If there's only one player whom I somehow have trust in when it comes to that Arsenal team, which I believe a lot of Arsenal fans, they might not have the level of trust I have for him, it's obviously Trossard. But honestly, I think, you know, with what they have, that's not a very bad selection. We know what Lewis Kelly has been on with Arsenal currently this season. And, you know, when you look at that team, having Rice, Odegaard in that midfield, even Thomas Partey, you know, Thomas Partey is almost like that guy who's currently rising to that standard he used to be known for Arsenal. I think Arsenal, they've got nothing much to be worried about. The one person whom I miss for Arsenal, if he was there, I would have said, right, okay, this is going to be a very difficult one for Real Madrid, is Gabriel, you know, the defender. You know, he's somebody whom we know that, you know, he's not just a defender, he's also a goal scorer. There are so many goal scorers whom he has more goals than, that, you know, by their CV, they should be up front. But this guy is a defender. When it comes to those corners, this is somebody Arsenal as a team, they would always want to have there, you know. I understand that Saliba, him being there, so he's a defender, but he's not that guy that we know Gabriel for. I believe in every team that want to compete in that high stage, you should have one or two of those kind of defenders that you know that maybe in every 10 games they have opportunities, or they have that tendency that they would give you, you know, some decent amount of goals, and that's somebody they have in Gabriel, but he's not there. So I think Real Madrid would be looking at this Arsenal and be like, you know, there's hope.
Yeah. Let's quickly go over the Real Madrid starting lineup as well. So Thibaut Courtois back in action for Los Blancos. It will be Fede Valverde filling in on that right back position with Asensio and Rudiger in the middle, and Alaba. Modric captaining the side with Camavinga and Bellingham in the middle, and it's your main three men up front: Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., and Kylian Mbappe. Alex, what worries me about this lineup for Real Madrid is that Modric, Camavinga, and Vinicius Jr. are all one yellow card away from missing that next match. So if I'm an Arsenal player, I'm targeting these three, not to mention the likes of, who did I say? Rudiger, Modric, no, I forgot Rudiger. 4 players here could miss the second leg if they pick up a yellow, as well as Vasquez and Endrick, who obviously are on the bench, but if they come in. So there's a potential 6 players that can miss the match next week. If you're an Arsenal player, you have to be looking at that.
Yeah, I think especially if you look at Vinny and perhaps his tendencies to be wound up on the pitch and his potential, I think he lashes out sometimes when he doesn't need to. And I think when you look at a manager like Arteta, who's experienced and he's learnt under the best, he will be looking at that and thinking, we've got to get in his head. We've got to try and rile him up, do things that will annoy him and just things that will potentially get him riled up and potentially get him to react. And you look at all the others, Camavinga, Modric, I think will be less of a worry because they should have Tchouaméni back for the second leg, who I believe could slot into that. And then obviously you don't know what's going to happen at the right back situation. You could have Vasquez moving forward into that right back position and Valverde coming back into the midfield, but defensively they feel a lot stronger with Valverde at that right back position. It's not a good thing because they have to be walking on eggshells, as the phrase goes. I said ice shells about 6 months ago. It's eggshells. I just want to get that one right this time. But yeah, they have to be careful. They can't be their usual, perhaps flamboyant selves. They have to be cautious, because any little lashing out, any little comments to the referee, they could find themselves in the book and then missing that all-important second leg back in Madrid next week.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I have completely gone unaware of Alex's bow tie and not even acknowledge what's going on. If we can zoom in just for a moment and see what's going on over here. Can we get a little zoom? Yeah. Bring it close. Alex, you have 8 Champions League bow tie on today.
I do. I thought special occasion, quarterfinals. Had to change it up a little bit. I like it. What do you guys think?
I think it's great. The last time we saw you have a bow tie for something special was England.
Yeah.
Your red bow tie.
Red bow tie. I've still got it. So maybe I'll
you know
bring
the
it
funny-
out.
You haven't burned it yet.
No, maybe next summer when England win the World Cup.
And I think, in my opinion, I think this is also his sign because the last time he was wearing a bow tie to support England, England didn't go anywhere. So I think
They got to the final of the Euros.
I mean, let's see.
Wait, I was going to say something similar, but this isn't representing any team.
No,
Just
No,
the tournament.
for the competition.
but obviously there's a track record that when he wore it, he was wearing it for England. Now we are. If you do the connection, put the dots. There's also a team in England that's playing today. So, fam, yeah, you guys are spiritual.
So
like
you're
me.
saying by me wearing this, that means Arsenal are going to lose?
Of course, Arsenal
I
are
mean,
losing
but
tonight. Are you mad?
Alex is a Real Madrid fan.
No,
so
I know, but
what did that-
listen. But he's already wearing the bow tie. This is a
But the
cause
bow tie
already.
could mean he's supporting Real Madrid.
No, he's not supporting Real Madrid because anytime he wears a bow tie, he signifies England.
It could also mean that because it brought bad luck to England, now I'm wearing a Champions League one.
No, it's still
It
the same
brings
thing.
bad
It's
luck to the
spirituality.
Champions League.
Spirituality
We'll just
doesn't
have a
work
bad
like
game
that.
tonight.
Spirituality doesn't work like
It'll
that.
be 0-0. How awful would
Wait.
a 0-0 be? That would mean
Has it already
Euros?
brought us a little bit of bad luck, actually?
the Champions League bow tie.
Well, considering what's going on over here.
I mean, maybe.
Well, I told you. I know. I told you. You see.
No, I just
It's quite unfortunate that our viewers don't know what is going on here. But just believe me, guys. The moment this guy's wearing a bow tie, whatever it is that's the plan or whatever people think should be happening, automatically is cancelled. It's going to go the negative. Sorry, Arsenal. Alex came to the Bernabeu to watch a game for the first time. Real Madrid lost a game at home. You guys don't understand how crazy this is, but you will find out by the end of this game. Let's wait
I
and see.
just want a game with goals. I don't mind who wins. I want a game with goals, ideally with neither team scoring more than the other, because that means I get 20 euros from Clinton.
All right, well, let's see. I don't know if I see a lot of goals in this one. Clinton, you brought up the fact that Real Madrid lost over the weekend. Do you think that's going to fuel them today in order to turn things around, or because of the form they've been in, do you see them continuing? We obviously saw the match against Real Sociedad, not Madrid's best performance, even though they did manage to get the win, and then the loss to Valencia. Do you see this being a pivotal turning point, or do you think they're still going to be working out the kinks, maybe?
You see, there's something a lot of us need to understand about Real Madrid, right? Real Madrid in the La Liga is not Real Madrid in the Champions League. That's something.
Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey is neither.
Well, of course. But listen. There's a reason why when you look at Real Madrid, when you go to the Valdebebas, you will see the amount of cups that's lined up there. I'm talking about Champions League. You know, when you hear the word Champions League, actually, if you go to the Oxford British Dictionary, right, when they say define, well, I don't know if you or you don't have access to it, but if you actually check it, when you see the definition of Arsenal means Champions League. There's
Arsenal means Champions League?
Sorry. No, sorry, Real Madrid.
Clip
Real Madrid,
it.
sorry. No. Even I'm sure people are looking at me like, wait, what's this guy talking about? Arsenal Champions League? Definitely not.
La la.
Nah, but Real Madrid, when it comes to Real Madrid, there's a spirit that follows that club, especially when it comes to Champions League football, right? Whether they had a loss, whether they had a very sad loss in the La Liga against Valencia, whatever that game is, that's nobody's business. But this is Champions League. We've seen Barcelona lose to Leganes or Getafe or whatever, or they've drawn to Getafe. We've seen Real Madrid lost to Valencia, like
Espanyol.
Oh, yes, of course. Like, but for me,
Can I just jump in quickly?
no, don't jump in.
He has
Don't
something
jump in.
silly to
No,
say.
keep it.
What are you gonna
Don't
say?
jump in.
No,
Let
it's
me-
a compliment, actually.
okay, go on with the compliment. Go on.
For those of you who speak Spanish or are studying Spanish will know that in Spanish you say your V's as B's. Clinton,
Okay.
You said Valencia,
Yeah.
so well done.
Thank you.
Well-
It's to tell you I'm learning quite well. Poco a poco, amigo. You see?
Carry on.
Nah, but listen, I will still maintain that this is Champions League football. Real Madrid will continue Real Madrid, and they will continue being what they are.
Just playing devil's advocate, though, we didn't see the Real Madrid we would have expected from the Champions League, though, against...
From the start.
Well, from the start, for sure. But if we look at most recently, because we know how Real Madrid has changed over the season from the start to now, they're quite a different team. But most recently against Atletico, it's not like we saw a brilliant performance from them. I think we more saw
Sarah,
poor
this is-
decisions from Atleti.
No, Sarah, but this is exactly what I'm trying to explain to you. That's why.
Oh, the juju is there.
No,
It
it's
doesn't
not-
matter.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
that's why I mentioned spirituality. Like, I'm telling you that Real Madrid could go into this game, not even kick the ball. But somehow, by the end of it, Real Madrid wins.
Can they try?
No,
They just all stand.
no, but this is Real Madrid. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
This Champions League, listen, Champions League and Real Madrid, these are, I don't know, this is, okay, for those of us who are from Africa, this is Aki and Popo, they work together. There is a synchronization. They are literally Romeo and Juliet, right? They are plug and charger. I don't know how to explain it more to you. Like, these are, you can't just fight. I don't know how to explain it, but just leave it. Real Madrid tonight.
There's something special.
There's just
different.
something. I mean, we saw it with Manchester City as well, right?
Yeah, we've seen it with countless times.
Like,
Manchester
millions of
City.
times. So I don't understand. No matter what anybody wants to say, you know, Real Madrid, they've not been this, they've not been blah, 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 you know. But trust me, even when they played Manchester City, of course I understand that Manchester City, they've not been the best this season so far. However, when you look at how they played Manchester City, they didn't just win because Manchester City were so bad, right? They played because something woke up in them. There was just something about Real Madrid that made you feel like, hang on, where is this Real Madrid when they play in the La Liga? Where is this Real Madrid when they are playing the Copa del Rey? Yeah? Why is it that this is now all of a sudden? We are seeing these guys play some kind of magical. There's something crazy going on, you know? So this is what I'm expecting to see tonight as well.
Well, someone that is not hoping for that Real Madrid juju is our very own Gary Al Smith, the fan of the Gunners here at Sporty TV. Let's take a look at a little message that he sent us.
It's almost showtime for Arsenal versus Real Madrid. The build-up has been hectic for us at Sporty FM and on Sporty TV as well. We've been talking about it for the last week or so. Predictions-wise, I'll keep my predictions to myself, as I didn't want to do that yesterday, even though eventually I said it to be 2-1. I'm having a bit of jet test today, but if you look around here at the Republic Bar and Grill in Osu in Accra, we are expecting quite a crowd for what should be a very, very good game. Arsenal have not had this kind of a big Champions League game in a very long time. For us Arsenal fans, we have halcyon memories of 2006, but even then it wasn't at the Emirates, it was at Ashburton Grove, it was at Highbury, and things are not the same, right? Real Madrid are coming with probably a more fluid attack this time. We don't have Gabriel. Saliba is not who he was last season, but we are still sure that we are going to gun them down. Not sure what some of the Arsenal fans think.
Come on, you Gunners!
Come on, you Gunners! Come on, you Gunners! So yeah, I'm not sure what your predictions are in studio, Sara and Clinton and Alex, but my prediction is that Arsenal are winning this 2-1. Next week, we are going to come for another batch of predictions as well. Stay with us.
Ashmore?
I've got words.
Gary.
I've got words to have with,
Who?
what's his name?
That guy in Accra.
Gary, is it? Gary.
Is that some kind of payback there?
Do you know what?
I'm disappointed in you, man.
The vibes look immaculate, though, in Accra, but you could tell, Gary, as professional as he is, I feel like I felt his nerves. He is such a die-hard Arsenal fan, obviously going up against Real Madrid. He's nervous, but I will take his prediction from yesterday since he wasn't willing to give us a new one. And I'm also going to back that he's going to back his team and say that Arsenal are going to go through.
Didn't you say
2-1.
Wait, did you say Arsenal are going to go through or they are going to win the game?
No, he said they're going to win. But I'm going to come back to you guys after because I want everyone's predictions for the quarterfinals. So we're going to ask who goes through. I'm going to say Gary's going to say Arsenal's going to go through because he's an Arsenal fan. Because he didn't give a prediction, he's going to have to stand on that. So we'll stick with that. Right before I ask you guys about predictions for the quarterfinals, I want to talk a little bit about another game that's happening over in Munich, rather. Inter Milan over at Bayern Munich this evening as well. Another big match. Every match is a big match now. So let's look at the starting lineups for this one. Bayern Munich, another team that's been hit with several injuries. Jamal Musiala, the latest one over the weekend. But it's going to be Urbig in between the sticks. Kim Min-jae, Joshua Kimmich, Goretzka, Harry Kane, Leroy Sané, Dyer, Olise, Guerrero, Leimer, and Stanisic. Alex, is there anything standing out with this lineup in the changes that Vincent Kompany had to make with the likes of course, Musiala being out, but we know Guerrero's getting in, obviously, for that Alphonso Davies injury?
Yeah, there's a few big holes. I'm looking at the left-back position. I'm not saying Stanisic isn't capable of holding his own, but you look at, obviously, Lautaro Martinez, who's going to be up front, but drifting over to that right, potentially. I think I'm always I've always been a bit of a doubter when it comes to Eric Dyer in a centre-back position. I think since he's been at Bayern, I think he's been a lot better player than he was defensively. I think whether that's his work with Thomas Tuchel and Vincent Kompany as well. I look at Kim Min-jae. I think as well he has his frailties, but the biggest hole is in that number 10 position. Without Musiala, we know the ability he has on the ball. We saw how well he did against Bayer Leverkusen and how he can take a moment of football that nothing's going on. He takes the ball, he can go around 2 or 3 men and put the ball in the bottom corner or create a pass or a shot and a chance. And he has that special ability on the ball, and I think Bayern will really miss him tonight. Having said that, I think knowing Inter and knowing how we often stereotype Italian teams to play, I think it will be a lot of Bayern Munich attacking tonight, trying to make the most of this game and take a lead to Milan, because we all know how well Inter defend, and Simeone Inzaghi sets them up really well in those games and in the Champions League as well. Of course, last season being knocked out by Atleti, but you look at that side and how well they've done in the Serie A this season. They've been brilliant, and I think only Napoli really chasing them. So it'll be a tough game for Bayern, but I think they'll come out all guns blazing to try and make the most of this home advantage and take a lead to Milan next week.
I think so. Let's go through Milan's lineup, and then Clinton, I have a very interesting stat for you. So, for the away team, it's Jan Sommer, Pavard, Acerbi, Bastoni, Darmian, Nico Barella, Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan, Carlos Thuram, and Lautaro Martinez, who returned back just in time for Parma, and now this week against Bayern Munich. Clinton, Bayern Munich is the second team with the most goals scored in the Champions League. They have 28 goals for, behind Barcelona, 32. Now, Inter Milan, gentlemen, I don't know if anyone knew this stat because I think they're sneaking away with this one. 10 matches in the Champions League, they've conceded 2 goals. 2 and 10.
I think you will probably give credit to Sommer, though, because, I mean...
You have to give credit to that back line,
too. I was literally just going to mention it to say, obviously, looking at the defense as well. Like, because at the end of the day, if you are having that, less goal concession, if there's any English like that, I think... I love the fact that I keep inventing all these English words.
What was the word?
It might be that this is how they invent words.
I think you said the right word. I think you just
Mispronounced it.
It's like a disease that's coming over. Mispronounced it. What did you say?
English that they bomb me on, Igbo that they bomb me on. I'm like, what gonna free me, Joe? I can't even remember what I said,
I think you tried to say contention, which is the right word, but you said contention.
No, I can't remember what I tried to say now.
I think you said the right word. I just don't think you pronounced it.
Okay, I mean, if you felt I said the right word, then thank God.
I think.
I can't remember what I said. If you know what I said on the YouTube, let me know what I said and let me know if I was correct as well. But I think, yeah, if a goalkeeper or if a team, they're having that less of goals conceded, I think you got to give credit to both the back line and obviously the goalkeeper. And it just means, obviously, you also got to give credit to the team as a whole, because it just means there's a lot of pressure going down to the back line, then going down to the keeper. Because obviously we've seen what's happened with Real Madrid a few times where, I know we're not speaking about Real Madrid now, but we've seen where, the likes of Rudiger and, Asensio, all having, sorry, did I just say Asensio? Jesus, sorry.
Alaba.
No, not Alaba. The young guy whom is Raul
Asensio. Sorry.
Jesus Christ, Clinton. But we've seen some games where it feels like they are doing a lot of work. And you will see the likes of maybe look at Modric saying, Vinicius, what's happening with you? Why are you not coming back? Why are you not tracking back? When you're not tracking back like that, it just means that you are bringing more pressure on the back line, then going down again to the goalkeeper, whom, if they're not careful, they would obviously concede goals. So for this Inter Milan team, honestly, I feel like, yeah, you got to just give credit to the whole of the team. And I know you guys have said that you're giving this one to Bayern. Honestly,
what? I've not given anything to Bayern.
Oh, I thought you guys said, you're looking at Bayern having a win and taking...
No, Alex
said they'll come out all guns blazing and they'll go for the goals. Didn't say they'll get them.
Okay.
But they'll try.
Fair enough. No, because obviously when you've seen what's happened with Bayern in this Champions League, I'm not very confident with them going with this one. Looking at Inter, in my opinion, I think they stand... at a very high, they have a very high chance of literally humbling Bayern.
Yeah, I completely agree. We have to move along quickly to our booking codes, but then I'm going to come back to what our predictions are for the quarterfinals before they kick off in just 5 minutes' time. I'll start with my booking code. I've gone for a bet on each game here. So I've gone for both teams to score in Arsenal and Real Madrid. Arsenal being at the Emirates, they need to score. They're playing at the Bernabeu next week. And Real Madrid, we know what they're capable of. So I've kept it easy. And for Bayern Munich and Inter, I'm going under 2.5. I think even though you might have one of the strongest offensive sides, you have the best defensive side. I don't see too many goals in this one. My booking code, 3.52. We'll see what it can get you. Alex, do you have your booking code available?
I do. I've gone for just Arsenal, Real Madrid. I've gone for a bet builder. Gone for under 2.5 goals. I think this will be a cagey affair. I'm seeing, I'll come to my prediction in a minute, actually. I won't give it away. I've gone for a draw or an away win. I don't think Arsenal will win, but I think they could get a draw. I've gone for over 9.5 corners because I think Arsenal, even though without Gabriel, they'll be looking at Real Madrid's weakness defensively when it comes to marking it at set pieces, and they'll try and make the most of that. And I've gone for under 3.5 bookings. Coming out, obviously, odds subject to change, 7.87, which I actually think some quite good odds.
Nice one. Yep. Better than mine, Clinton.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've done the Arsenal versus Real Madrid game, and it's obviously a bet builder as well, like Alex. I've gone with about 2.5 goals. I see, goal galore for this game. We pretty much understand that Arsenal, Real Madrid, they are two teams that would not just want to fall back to start defending. They've got really great attackers, and they will try to get the ball into the 18-yard box and probably having a few goals. And something I believe will be happening today again, I see a few errors, especially from the Arsenal side. As well as Real Madrid, I mean, there's just going to be that level of pressure that I sense. And this is from the voices I hear, directly from above. It's coming straight to my left ears, and it's very loud and clear. There are some few errors, maybe goalkeeper or even defensive errors that will just lead to very easy goals. And it's not going to be the kind of goals that you will feel like, wow, this team really worked it properly. It's just going to be one of those goals that you'll be like, okay, this other team, you guys are rubbish. You're not prepared for this game at all. But yeah, so I've gone with over 2.5 goals and then over 3.5 bookings as well. So it might, obviously you mentioned that there's quite a few players in Real Madrid who should be beware of having yellow cards. That means, they'll be missing the return leg. However, I still know there's going to be quite a few yellow cards on this one. It's going to be very tough games. Players will try to get on each other's nerve, and then I've gone with both teams to score as well. Now it's 4.38 on SportyBet as we speak. So guys, I trust whatever I do when it comes to this kind of my booking code, and just do the right thing, man.
So you guys have actually gone for the opposite in the bookings. You've gone for under 3.5 and you've gone for over 3.5. So those are our booking codes, guys. We'll keep you guys updated throughout the match as well to see if anyone is going through, if anyone's already messed up a little bit. A friendly reminder, though, for Bayern Munich and Inter right now at SportyBet. Bayern Munich, the favorites at 2. The draw is 3.72. And Inter away, no surprise, 3.96. If you're feeling a little gutsy, maybe a little sprinkle on Inter, maybe a little sprinkle on the draw. All right, it's time to get into our predictions. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you first for your predictions for tonight's matches, and then we'll go with who's going through to the semis. Alex Ashmore, let's start with you for both matches.
For both matches, I actually think it'll be the same. I think it'll be 1-1 between Arsenal and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be 1-1 between Bayern Munich and Inter Milan.
Yep.
And do you want me to go through or do that in a minute?
We'll do that in a minute. Clinton, your
Real Madrid have gone 3-1.
3-1. Wow, at the Emirates. Okay.
Absolutely, fact.
All right.
I see it happening. Literally at the 73rd minute, there's even a goal for Real Madrid that makes it 3-1. Arsenal goal is coming just around 42 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay, let's all remember that. 42 minutes if they score. There's some
I'm hearing it so loud and clear. Like when I say loud and clear, this is what I see. And then for the Inter Milan game, I'm seeing a 2-0 to Inter Milan.
2-0 to Inter Milan. So you're going for both the away teams to upset.
Absolutely. Today
incredible.
I don't want peace.
I want problems. Okay, I'm going for a 1-1 Real Madrid and Arsenal 2. This one smells of a 1-1. Real Madrid won't have an issue with that, knowing that they're going to be back home just next week. Inter Bayern, a little bit more difficult. I know where you're coming from, Alex, but I think Bayern know they need to win this. I just don't know if they can get it done.
I don't think they can.
I don't know either, but I mean,
they're annihilated by Leverkusen, who have been disappointing this season, but
I'm going to go 2-2 because I want to see goals. Because if I see 1-1 across the board, I'm going to be a little bit upset in this one. So that's what I'm going. Gentlemen, matches are about to kick off here. Who is going through to the semifinals? Alex, I want both matches today and both matches tomorrow because
Today,
we're doing it all.
Arsenal, Real Madrid.
No, you said Arsenal, so start with that.
No, Real Madrid, Inter Milan.
Okay.
And then tomorrow,
Barcelona.
Barcelona and
I'm gonna write this down.
I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna say.
No, you're gonna be English, is what you're
I'm
gonna do.
gonna say Aston Villa.
You're gonna be English. So you're going Inter, Real Madrid, Barca, and Aston Villa. KlintonCod, can I get your predictions on who will be going through?
I think I'm going to have to accept I'm going to follow Alex. However,
Except I know the change, and I'm gonna back you on that.
that's the one. That's you know what the change is.
The change is, gentlemen and ladies, and anyone out there, is that PSG will be going through against Aston Villa.
That's it.
I think that might be maybe the most sure I am.
Yeah.
I think, with the way that PSG are playing. So Clinton and I are both saying that Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and PSG are going through. Well, so it's interesting. Relatively, we agree on everything besides the one game, and maybe because you were just trying to throw something out there. And let's say Gary also says the same thing, but he says Arsenal over Real Madrid. I don't know. You know what? It could be very interesting. It could be very interesting, but we have two very crazy matches about to kick off here. We have Real Madrid at the Emirates taking on Arsenal, and Inter Milan away at the Allianz to Bayern Munich. Before we start talking a little bit too much about the Champions League, guys, a friendly reminder that we do have this beautiful Sporty TV Africa Leganés jersey. And we are doing a giveaway this weekend because the three of us will be at Butarque for La Liga's match, Leganés taking on the mighty Barcelona. So if you want to win this jersey, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube. It's a beautiful jersey, and who wouldn't want it?
I'd love it.
I'd love it too. I mean, I'm still waiting for it.
To be honest,
Are we entered if we subscribe?
Yes.
I subscribed. I'm still waiting for the result because I want to also do my own giveaway when I win this. When I win it, I'll start my own giveaway.
Oh, okay. I see what we're doing
Can I
here.
enter that?
But you have to.
You could if you win.
But it's €1 per entry.
Yeah, because
So then
mine obviously they're paying. What do you? I'm an Igbo man. Look at these people.
All right, so Leganés Barcelona this weekend. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube in order to win this beautiful jersey. But now back to the Champions League. Gentlemen, I cannot wait. Let's talk a little bit about Bukayo Saka. Returning to this team, Clinton, you are someone who loves to watch Bukayo Saka. You spoke very highly of him. Is he enough for Arsenal? Well, clearly not, because you've given your predictions. So maybe I should have asked you before.
No, listen, I think what you've got to understand is sometimes when you look at these players or when you look at the teams as a whole, right? You know, they might not win, but there's that one stand-up player that you feel like, listen, your team may have lost, but you didn't lose. I think I've seen quite a few games where I've mentioned or I've, said things like that, where it's almost like, your team just let you down. I mean, we saw it with Nigeria, the Super Eagles, when we felt like Victor Osimhen was literally the guy who did everything for Nigeria to win, but for some reason, the team just let him down. Bukayo Saka, of course, is up there. He's one of the best players in Arsenal as we speak, if not even the best. He's that guy that lights it up at the Emirates for that club. I don't know where Arsenal would be if, Bukayo Saka wasn't there. I know there's a graphic somewhere that was showing games won by Arsenal with and without Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, there was.
We could pull that up, actually.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember it, but I was interested to see how Arsenal did without him. I think they had 26 games where they played with him.
Yeah.
And then 21 without. But I'll wait for the graphic to come up to tell you the actual results. But I was interested to see how much of an effect, because Arsenal this season have been really affected by injuries, not just Saka, but when Waneri came in and replaced Saka, he went out. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz now being out. It's been a really difficult season for Arsenal, and I think one of the questions actually was interesting to Arteta in the press conference was, are you guys due a bit of luck coming your way? And I think it's almost that feeling of Arsenal have had it so unlucky, and yes, we can say that their season, they should have won the Premier League, that this was their year. City had fallen off and they weren't that good. But I think when you look at how well they've done with the injuries that they've had, I think Arteta does deserve some plaudits.
No, definitely. And I think it's one of those managers whom, just because Arsenal, they've not been able to get that Champions League title, or they've not even gotten the Premier League title despite coming that close. You know, they tend to always, you know, say Arteta out or Arteta, you're not the guy or whatever. But, you know, you got to actually give very huge credit to what he's done with that team. Knowing where Arsenal was at some points, knowing how much he was able to build that Arsenal, you know, to where they are currently, where they are literally competing. I mean, I would not even think about Arsenal from what we see or what we know of them to have gotten to this level where they are in the Champions League, as well as being on the second point or the second, you know, on the league table, the Premier League table, knowing how difficult the Premier League is as well. So, you definitely got to give Arteta credit. And that's what I'm hoping would happen with Manchester United at the moment with Ruben Amorim, whom, in my opinion, he's starting in that same line with how Arteta started, you know, build a team, and hopefully in a couple of years' time, they are obviously competing on this, you know, high stage. And yeah, so Arteta, he's done a very good job.
Well, 6 minutes now into both matches here, and goalless across the board. We would love to see, though, the graphic, if we can, of Bukayo Saka and Arsenal's games with and without the youngsters.
I also did a graphic of the combined 11 between the two teams, and it'd be interesting to get your guys' take on that one.
I didn't forget about it. I was going to bring it up, and maybe we will. Who's to say? We always keep you guys. Oh!
Wow, hang on. Wait. What just happened?
Clinton, you want to just tell everyone what you just saw?
Well, what I just saw was Camavinga nearly just scored an own goal. Oh, actually, no. So Rudiger tried to clear the ball out, and he hits Camavinga, which could have literally gone into the net. That's what just happened. Please, Rudiger, I take God beg you. Rudiger, I'm Rudo. Ha, nah.
Well, that means that it's a corner to Arsenal, and the young man himself, Bukayo Saka, stepping up to the line for this one. Chance for Arsenal here. Let's see what the Gunners can do with this one.
Oh, man, God. All right, anyway, so...
And
you see, there's one. If there's one thing I'm so happy about, you know, with Real Madrid, one player whom I was hoping that we would not hear any stories is Courtois. You know, we know that Courtois is literally the equivalent of two players for Real Madrid, in my opinion. You know, he's very good. Which I feel like he's literally second best player for Real Madrid, in my opinion.
Where would they be without him is the question.
Who's
Another
that?
Corner here for Arsenal. Saka taking the corner once again, trying to make it a little bit better this time.
Oh!
And it looked like it was Olympico, an Olympico, excuse me. But Real Madrid cleared away. Now they're playing on the counter here. Arsenal desperate to score early in this one.
Yep, guys, it's Real Madrid with the ball right now, and they are tossing the ball around midfield. I don't know, I feel like I want to literally tell them every single bit of what's going on with Real Madrid when they have the ball. When it's Arsenal, please, you're not going to hear nothing from me.
I hope Arsenal scores.
Real Madrid fans, come on, man,
Maybe
come on.
help us be quiet.
The absolute silence.
We'll have a little bit of...
No, I mean, Real Madrid still has the ball. You know, look at Modric. Come on, to Vinicius. Vinicius back to Modric. Hey, listen, they are now passing the ball around at the Emirates. Okay, let's go, Mbappe. Oh, yeah, that's it. Ah! Okay, that was a long ball. Straight to Mbappe, but Raya came out to get the ball. Now Arsenal has the ball, and it's Pate looking for the pass. Ooh, okay. I didn't want to speak for Arsenal, but Odegaard is one guy that I feel like he is the equivalent of Valverde for me. Which is for Arsenal. It's that very important for Arsenal. He's one of the guys I think is very underrated in the Premier League, in my opinion.
Well, coming from Real Madrid, I mean, Real Sociedad, Real Madrid, obviously there's some sort of nostalgia, I'm sure Odegaard is feeling, playing his former side, and everyone thought that he wasn't good enough for Real Madrid, and look at the player that he's become, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, no doubt. So it's definitely one of those interesting stories.
Cheers! Oh yeah, Mbappe, they go. Mbappe, give it to Vini already now.
An interesting one, Clinton.
Yeah, sorry. Wait. Real Madrid want to score. I know you want to distract me.
I don't know if they do.
Real Madrid have never beaten Arsenal in a competitive game.
What do you mean a competitive game? Are their games that are non-competitive?
Well, friendlies.
Okay, friendlies, right, okay.
They've played twice in the Champions League.
Right.
Arsenal have won one, and the other was a draw.
Don't worry, it's going to happen now.
But Real Madrid haven't lost in the quarterfinals since 2004.
Wow. I mean, come on, we've said it so many times.
21 years.
We've said it.
This, Looks like it was actually blocked by Timber. Meanwhile, Inter Milan and Bayern Munich with the only chance so far in this one, and it was Clinton's boy Michael Elise with the shot, but so far 0-0 at the Allianz as well. Last time Real Madrid and Arsenal, thank you very much. Wow, I just went somewhere. Played. Do you want to hear the lineups? Do you want to hear who was on this team?
Can we guess some of them?
Yeah.
In goal for Arsenal, would have been Jens Lehmann.
It was Jens Lehmann.
Good. Centre backs, William Gallas. Is he there? No.
Nope.
I think I'm getting my
Years.
I mean, I'm just going to go off the top of my head. Thierry Henry was obviously there.
Yep.
Reyes, no?
No. Yes. Jose Antonio Reyes was there. Sorry.
Off the top of my head, Ronaldo for Real Madrid.
Yeah, R9.
Roberto Carlos, was he still there?
Yes,
by then?
he sure was.
David Beckham.
Yep.
Salgado.
Yep.
Casillas, would he have been in
Yes,
there?
he sure was.
No, Contral was later.
No.
Who else would have been playing for Real Madrid? So in goal it was Casillas. Centre backs it wasn't Fernando Hierro, he would have been gone by then.
Yep,
Was
gone.
Gone.
Most iconic centre back for Real.
Oh, Sergio Ramos.
There you go.
Sergio Ramos alongside. Oh, this is difficult. Clinton, this is more your era than mine.
What do you mean? Like, what are you trying to say, bruv? Don't piss
You're
me
older
off,
than me.
fam. Get out of here. Get out of here, bruv.
Figo? No.
Raul Bravo. So back line. So Casillas, Roberto Carlos, Raul Bravo, and Sergio Ramos and Michel Salgado.
What were they playing in the midfield? 3 or 4?
Sorry, our
I have
technical
a
team, please.
4-4-2.
Beckham.
You have Beckham.
Beckham. Have I said anyone else yet? Or
Nope, not for the midfields.
okay.
Very obvious one. The most obvious one.
Am I being stupid?
Yeah. Manage the team as well.
Why is my brain blanking?
Where did you go? He managed the team for Real Madrid and played for Real Madrid.
Oh. Why am I blanking? Come on, I should get this. Why am I struggling with it?
If you guys are watching and you're screaming, don't worry. I'm screaming inside as well, obviously.
Give me a clue.
One of the best midfielders of all time.
I know he's, but I'm just not going to say.
Say it then.
No, I'm not going to tell you. I want you to use your brain.
Managed the team as well as played.
Zinedine Zidane.
Oh,
my
my
God, of
Alex.
course, sorry.
Alex.
Alex, come on, man. That's,
brain
like,
just completely
that's meant to
blanked.
be the easiest for you, man.
So
okay.
you have Zizou, you have Beckham, 2 more in the middle, and then you have Ronaldo up front paired alongside someone we haven't said yet.
Good. It wasn't Luis Figo. He wouldn't have been there.
No.
This is where it gets slightly tougher.
Blonde, long hair.
Guys, Arsenal currently
Guti.
leading the attack.
Guti.
So you're missing one midfielder now.
Am I missing a left-sided or right-sided? I'm
Right
assuming
side.
Beckham.
Oh! Chance! Biggest chance so far comes from Thomas Partey, the man from Ghana themselves. Gary's,
Oh my
Gary's,
God.
you know, Gary's screaming in Accra somewhere right now. It's a deflection, and it comes right outside the area, and Thomas Partey slams it, but Thibaut Courtois does well to deflect that one. Clinton,
Yeah.
you don't know any of these other players, I'm going to say, for Arsenal and Real Madrid. The last time they played, it was 2006, guys. So Clinton was 45 at the time.
Oh, my God. Please don't do that, fam. Don't do that, fam.
Well, I'll read it out for you guys, just for those of you who are following at home. So it was Jan Zeleman in the net. Eboué, Kolo Touré, Senderos, and Flamini, with Hybe, Fabregas, Gilberto Silva, and Reyes, and up front, Lundberg and Thierry Henry. And then for Real Madrid, Casillas, Roberto Carlos, Bravos, Ramos, and Salgado, David Beckham, Gravison, Zizou, Guti, and R9 and Raul. What a time. There is a potential penalty check being looked over right now. Chance for...
Chance for who?
Oh, you tell me.
That could be a chance for Arsenal, actually.
Chance for Arsenal here. Refs looking over it, but all right, well, it doesn't look like anything's going to come of it. Luka Modric stepping up for a corner now for Real Madrid. Maybe Real Madrid getting away with one there, but it remains 0-0 at the Emirates. It's also 0-0 at the Allianz.
So far, draws all around.
Draws all around. We're a third of the way through the first half, and draws all around. So far, none of our booking codes have hit. But your bet with Clinton is all right. 15 minutes in.
Right, I need a goal ASAP though. I don't know what the big boys are currently on about. I need to start seeing them striking. I need Mbappe to start, doing some magic in there. This is what he's known for. Give me a goal at the Emirates, bro.
But I think Real Madrid coming away with the draw is a win for them in this
No,
one.
I don't want them to come with a draw.
Oh.
I want a clean win. Let them do it like they did at the Etihad. Easy stuff, home and away.
Looks like it's opening up, though, a bit at the Allianz with both teams getting chances now, Inter and Bayern. 2 shots for both teams here. Alex, if Inter score first in this one, is that really going to just confirm that they'll go through?
Yeah, I mean, it will really open up the floodgates for Bayern because they'll
sit back.
Bayern will have to go all guns blazing. They'll have to.
And then they'll play the counter.
And then Inter will pick them off. So it could get quite dangerous if Inter go up.
Oh, I hope they do. I want the drama. I want the chaos here. I personally don't have any faith in Bayern Munich right now with the way they've played in not only the Champions League but the Bundesliga. I know that they're at the top of the table. We have the top of Italy versus the top of Germany here, but I still haven't seen good football from them, in my opinion. I think we've just seen the likes of Dortmund really performing poorly in the Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen, the drop that they've had, I just think it's more so other teams dropping off than Bayern necessarily being the ones that are really outperforming everyone else. And we've seen that kind of play into, Clinton, what was the match? Celtic in the Champions League. I think since then we've kind of spotted that there are holes in this team. And now they're going up against Inter Milan, who have been extremely, extremely consistent in the Serie A.
Yeah.
And a team that has been in the Champions League and gone the distance in the last few years.
Absolutely.
They know this tournament. They're comfortable with it. They're comfortable balancing all three. In the Coppa Italia as well, they're still in that. Like I said, Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, and Inter, only 4 teams left fighting for the treble.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, what you spoke about, what's it called, Bayern Munich. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt as well, though, Sarah, because, sometimes, you could play some kind of teams that might make you feel like I don't have to give in that full or that level of performance that we are known for. Maybe they look at the Celtic and a couple of other teams and they might feel like, nah, listen, we don't need to come out. But, and I see it with Real Madrid as well a few times. You see Real Madrid situations where you would expect them to maybe give teams like 3-4-0. They start struggling. We saw it with Valencia at the weekend. With this one, you might be surprised that they might decide to shock us. They might decide to make us feel like, hang on, this is, we understand this is Inter, but this is where we need to step up our game. And in the process of stepping up their game, like the Bayern we used to know, they might end up pulling up one of the shockers that you would not expect. But, at the end of the day, we will find out at the end of these 90 minutes. This is Arsenal nearly going to that Real Madrid 18-yard box, and Raul Asensio doing that really needed interception. This is something I love from that youngster,
You said we'll see what happens with Bayern Munich, although you did go for a 2-0 Inter win at the Allianz.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt, Sarah. You just don't know what could happen. Like when we saw them play Celtic, we didn't know Celtic was going to pull up that kind of performance. Like, of course, both teams were not in their best. We know Celtic, they are not of equal match to, a Bayern Munich, but because they knew the team they were facing, they had to step up. So I think sometimes these things, they tend to be that mind games. They tend to have that mental effect on you where you feel like, I'll give an example. If they decide to set me up on a fight with an Anthony Joshua right now, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm literally going to start training really hard. I'm going to feel like, hang on, this guy is known for...
That's something I would like to see.
And be sure that I will beat the hell out of that guy, man. Especially since he went to Nigeria and he went to greet our former president. Okay, I don't want to mention it. What happened to him? But, the thing is, do not go if you are a sportsman, never you go to say hello to a Nigerian president.
Okay. Is it bad juju?
Yeah, that's the end of your career,
Wow.
basically. I mean, I'm sorry for saying it out on air, but this is what happens.
All right. Well, now we know. And the more you know.
So in case you find yourself, Alex, I know it's your height.
I'll make note of that when I become a massive sports star.
Yeah.
And
What sport, Alex?
Probably golf, if anything.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, the Nigerian president invites me, an Englishman, to his country.
Say no, bro.
Say no.
I'll
Decline
take
it.
no and say, sorry, I'm busy.
Decline it straight away.
Okay.
I promise you. Because that will be the end. So when you, after greeting whoever it is, you find out that, you know, you hold your golf stick or whatever they call it. And,
Club.
well, I don't want to know. You know what I mean?
KlintonCod beat Anthony Joshua in a fight.
No
chance.
No, I mean, you it's like you really got. Oh my God, it's like you don't know me.
Well, I know Anthony Joshua. He's a former two-time champion of the world, heavyweight champion. Ooh! Real Madrid pushing.
Not enough curl
Vinny with a
there.
chance there.
Yep. That could have literally gone in somehow.
He didn't hit it correctly, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a try. I mean, that's the first time we've seen Real Madrid do's. Oh, wait, was that a save?
It was just wide of the post.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so far, 21 minutes gone by here at the Emirates, and it looks like Arsenal are the ones who are been a little bit more dangerous, but nothing to show for it, guys. 0-0. Anything can happen. Everything can happen. Hopefully something happens.
Hopefully
I
something
think
happens.
I could see it staying like this, you know.
No, I don't see
Is
it
that
staying
because
like
you want
that.
20 euros?
Maybe.
No, I mean, in all honesty, though, one thing I think for sure is, you know, this is the start of the game. Both teams are kind of taking it easy, like trying to play safe. Woo! Thank you, God.
Thank you.
You know, this Raul Asensio guy, though, is somebody we need to start paying more attention to, because I feel like because he's just, you know, being that rising star for Real Madrid, we really don't know how good and how much of a savior he's been for that Real Madrid team alongside the Rudiger. Because I feel like when he is not there, I mean, we saw with Valencia, with Alaba, and, you know, before Rudiger came in, look at how poor our defense was. You know, it was just one of those that you feel like, hang on, is this the Real Madrid we used to know? These are the big boys. Like, what is going on?
I think Raul Asensio has been one of the shining lights in that Real Madrid team this season in terms of the promise and the ability that he's shown at such a young age. And I think I just look back to that Liverpool game. Yes, Real Madrid lost, but he was one of those players that didn't seem to stop fighting from minute one. And he really embodies that. I think that you see a little bit of Sergio Ramos in him.
I think we have a goal somewhere, but let's see.
Sorry. Did you just predict the future?
Probably.
Did you?
Oh,
Surely not.
very interesting.
I mean, I heard it loud and clear. There's going to be a goal soon.
Can you tell me who specifically?
Don't worry, I'm still yet to hear from the voice. He's going to tell me who he is.
What were we, Raul Asensio? You guys were talking
I
about
was
him?
saying I just see a little bit of Sergio Ramos in him.
I see a lot of it. The aggression, a little bit of the...
Yeah. Give it to him. All right, let's go. Mbappe.
Surely offside.
Move. Oh, my God.
Sorry, I thought you heard a goal, yet
think he's
interestingly
offside.
enough.
That was the one I had, man. But it
That
just
wasn't
didn't
the
go
one?
in. No, that's the one that was supposed to go in.
Oh, you thought you heard a goal, but you misheard from the voices.
Is he offside? I think he's offside.
Yeah,
I
that's
think he's,
offside all day,
Slightly
all day.
offside, yeah.
Well,
But Mbappe.
chance for Mbappe, offside, sends it over.
Just a little bubble before he took the strike.
Yeah. Arsenal did well, though, to catch him. They're trying here because they know if he's gone, that's it. There's no offense to Justin Timber, but I don't see him catching up to Kylian Mbappe.
Definitely
He's
not.
on the break there. No way, Jose.
Definitely.
Speaking of Justin Timber, did I just put the juju out there? He's now on the ground. Medics are dealing with him. Hopefully not too much of an injury, as Mikel Arteta is already dealing with several injuries here. Looks like a hamstring, but he is getting up.
No, I don't see Timber getting out the game, man. This is a very important game for them to lose yet another defender. No, he's gonna stay. Camavinga do something.
Not a good sign.
Definitely not a good sign.
Yeah, nah. But I think he might just match it off, you know.
Bayern Munich, meanwhile, taking all the chances they can. 6 total shots so far, and nothing getting past Jan Sommer. Alex, I think you were right. They are trying to come out guns blazing here, but with the best defensive side, it's not going to be easy.
No, it's not. Inter are very strong, solid defensively, and Bayern without Jamal Musiala, I think they might struggle a little bit. Of course, Harry Kane leading the line.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Harry Kane obviously has the capabilities to do it on his own, but missing that key figure in that attack, it will really hinder them tonight, I think.
I mean, they're missing Jamal Musiala, obviously, in the attack, but they're missing Alphonso Davies, Upamecano, Clinton's favorite player, and Manuel Neuer. So defensively as well, they're not feeling necessarily secure. Don't get me wrong. Guerrero and Nubig, not bad players at all, but when you're playing in a Champions League quarterfinals and with the likes of the experience that Manuel Neuer has, you want someone like that, or the pace that Alphonso Davies has on that wing. Rafael Guerrero is nowhere near that fast. Right. It is concerning because I think Inter Milan are a type of team that don't mind you taking all the possession. They don't care to have any of it. They will let you play with the ball and attack, and they will just wait for that one precise moment to pounce, and that's how they win these games.
Yeah. No, I think also the on-the-ball ability that Musiala has, the ability he has to change games, that is something that you really notice when you're missing it. And you see it with other clubs when they don't have their talisman. With Real Madrid, if you took it Mbappe out of that team or Vini out of that team, the ability they have to change the game when it's a really tense clash or they can't seem to break down a defence, a moment of magic from Jamal Musiala can change everything. So for him not to be there tonight, hopefully for Bayern's sake, the 6 to 8 weeks is just that, and we don't see any recurring problems going forward because obviously he's just signed a new contract, so he'll be there for the long term.
Well, luckily for Bayern is that 6 to 8 weeks, and they're not going to be in the Club World Cup, meaning that start of next season, he should be ready to go with this Bayern side. Let's go back to Bukayo Saka in this game because we've seen a little bit of the young man himself. But, Alex, we were talking about what Arsenal, basically has done when they've played with him and without him. So if we can take a look at games with Bukayo Saka and without Bukayo Saka, because there's a noticeable difference.
There you go, Clinton. What do you reckon to that?
No, I mean, looking at it there, with Saka, 26 games, 16 wins, 8 draws and 2 losses.
So they won more than half of their games, considerably more than half of their games when they have Saka in their side, and they've just won just under half of their games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. To tell you how important that guy is. I mean, you would never not think about how important this young lad is for Arsenal when you look at that right wing. At some point he was in the conversation of the best right wingers in the Premier League. And if you remember, there was a time people compared him to Lamine Yamal to say who was better. Which in my opinion, I feel like it was a very too early debate. Especially knowing that Lamine Yamal has literally just come in the scene and. He's still, we're not going to say he's done it long enough compared to Bukayo Saka, right? But he, and especially with that response that he gave during the press conference against his game, you could see when he was asked if, I don't know how the question came, but, I think it was some kind of comparison between himself, Rodrigo, and if he was getting up to their level. And I felt like that was an insult. And I know he felt like that was an insult to him, especially for what he's done for Arsenal and how much he's been there. It kind of goes, he's scored assists as well. But, the good thing is he knows himself. He knows he's him. He knows how important he is as a player to the team that he plays for. And the truth is, I wish he did play for a club that were very bank on serious with winning titles. In my opinion, he does deserve it.
Yeah, I think also the big thing for me is if he can come back from this injury and stay fit and healthy, it will be really good for him because quite often you see young players, they get injured and they have another issue down the line, or they have a repeat injury or a hamstring injury is quite often the case when a player's been out for a period of time. Their muscles are less used to playing at that high intensity. So hopefully for Saka's case, he can stay fit for the rest of the season because, yes, Arsenal, I think the title is all but done and dusted. If Liverpool only need 11 more points to guarantee it. But in some realm where Liverpool don't get those 11 points and Arsenal keep going and they beat Liverpool in that game towards the end of the season and they beat Real Madrid in this quarter-final, having Saka there at the end of the season will be really important.
Yeah, 61% win rate with Saka, 52 without. The math is there. Question for you guys. Where does Bukayo Saka rank on the best right wingers in the world?
At the moment,
Yeah, today.
I think off the top of my head, Salah, Rafinha.
Wrong side.
Sorry,
Lamine
Salah
Yamal.
definitely. Lamine Yamal.
Right wing.
I want
Look at Real Madrid. Look at Real Madrid. Look at Real Madrid. Mbappe. Mbappe,
David
save.
Raya,
Come on,
big
man.
save,
No,
big
but
save.
Mbappe, you are bigger than just shooting straight to the keeper, man. Like, add direction. You see, that's why I like Vinicius sometimes, you know. Vinicius is now getting past that mentality of, I want to just shoot on target, right? It's, for the level of play, as a player of
Sorry, Arsenal.
Sorry,
Chance.
sorry.
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Arsenal did have a chance, but see, I feel like, you know, as a player, you get to a point where it's not just shooting for the sake of getting a target. Fam, direct that stuff, man. Stretch Raya. He's not that tall. He's my height, bro. Mbappe, man. Okay, there's still another chance. Still another chance. Oh yeah, take it from there. Take it from there. Oh my God, now this guy. Oh, you see now they've wasted the ball. Sometimes, you see, this is the reason why I don't know why I didn't make it in football, man. Like, I know I would do better than these guys. Like, I know what I'm talking about. Like, there are some things that, in my opinion, is just common sense, man. Like, what?
It was a tight angle.
Oh, no, but that's what I've seen players score from even worse angles, bruv.
It's true. You could have put it wider.
Because that's what I'm saying. And when you look at Raya, Raya's not Courtois. Come on, look at it. Look at that, Alex. For a Kylian Mbappe level, come on,
He
man.
should be doing better than that.
No, of course.
Back to Bukayo Saka.
Back to Bukayo Saka, to be honest, Lamine Yamal, Salah. I'm struggling to think of many more that I would put ahead of Bukayo Saka.
Well, where do you guys put Rodrigo? We know he's obviously
Rodrigo is one of the most
naturally-
underrated player in the world.
We know naturally he is a right wing, but he's obviously, a left wing. But we're really getting
He's
confused.
versatile, man. He could play anywhere
But
in front.
yeah, but he is naturally a left wing, but he's not playing there because of Vinicius and
Of course,
Mbappe.
yeah.
So he's been playing on the right wing. So do you rate Rodrigo playing in that right wing position over Bukayo Saka?
I'd
These two
rather
are head to head right now.
a fully fit Bukayo Saka in terms of what I know he can do, his individual ability. I'm not saying Rodrigo can't. Rodrigo is a fantastic player. I think we heard Jude Bellingham say this earlier in the season. He's the most underrated player in the world in terms of what he can do on the ball, how he can change a game.
But
But-
out this English, you just want to say that Bukayo Saka is better.
But
That-
Bukayo Saka
I know it's English,
just
man.
has there's something about it. Are you picking Rodrigo over Bukayo Saka? He's gone quiet.
Listen to me, right?
Do it again. Do it again.
Let me tell you guys one sincere truth, yeah? And I'm not gonna say it because I'm Nigerian or I'm not Nigerian. What's making Kylian Mbappe so angry? I wanna see. Was there some kind of oof?
Oh, a nice little bit of skill there. They're looking for a foul? No. It's a lovely piece of skill there.
I know. He did it so perfectly, man. But no, honestly, I'm sorry to say, but I will take a Rodrigo over Saka right now.
I think
Let me tell you one
Yeah.
thing I believe is happening to Rodrigo. Rodrigo is in a team full of stars. And mind you, even in that team full of stars, right?
He still plays well.
He still plays well, right? If he's gonna have games where he's quiet, it's like, let's say 1 in 20 games, right? The big problem he has there is he's always that sacrificial lamb in their team where he comes in because of the whole amount of stars in front. He tends to be the one they will sacrifice. Of course, he's not going to come in that conversation between a Kylian Mbappe and a Vinicius. If there's anybody who's going to have to come out at any point, and even with a Bellingham, whom everybody knows his work rate on the pitch, right? It's always a Rodrigo. If Rodrigo was in a team where he has the opportunity that a Bukayo Saka has game in, game out, And, Bukayo Saka is not that player because of the amount of less of stars that they have in their team. He has to play like the full time usually, right? I'm telling you for free.
Where's the sound?
Glad I'm not having to pay for that.
Don't worry, you're going to pay me after this game, remember?
Not at the moment.
I'm charging you indirectly.
Not at the moment, I'm not. It's 0-0.
Don't worry, the goal is coming. It's coming, definitely.
There's 2 goals coming, one for Arsenal, one for Real Madrid.
Nah, there's 2 goals coming, 2 for Real Madrid.
Oof.
So you're Alex taking Bukayo Saka over Rodrigo. Clinton, you're taking Rodrigo over Bukayo Saka. So we spoke about Rodrigo. There's Saka. There's Salah. There's Lamine. Is there anyone else in that conversation?
Can I tell you the reason why I'm going to actually take Rodrigo as well?
Yeah.
With a Bukayo Saka,
Yeah.
if you watch him play, fact is, Bukayo Saka is very predictable in my opinion. And when I say predictable, there are 2 things he will do. When he gets the ball on that right wing, he acts like he wants to go there, he wants to go forward, and then he brings it back and then goes there. Like, at least 9 out of 10 times, that's what Bukayo Saka will do. If I was a defender, I'm telling you now I'm going to charge you for this one, right? I'm not telling you for free this
How
time.
much?
No, this information costs €100.
Oh, I don't want it then.
Nah, but
Sell it to someone else.
but honestly, Bukayo Saka, I know what he would. If I was the defender, I would just wait there because I know what are you
But
going to
he
do.
continues to perform.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's only because, of course, he's going to perform. What does he do? He gets the ball he gets the ball, right? He acts like he wants to go there. You see, that there are 2 options for Bukayo Saka. 2 things you could do if you have the ball. It's either he's going front or he's bringing it back to go to, like he wants to drive it into the, you know what I'm talking about, right?
He either cuts inside. or goes
Exactly.
back line.
Like, this is a Bukayo Saka. There's nothing like, you know what, let me try to see if I can do 2 legovers, take you out, this person is coming, dribble them, or get through your Toulouse. Do you remember what the Toulouse is, right? Like, these are things that Rodrigo does. Rodrigo is a very skillful player. Rodrigo is the guy that would take you unaware. You don't even know what he's going to do. Like, for me, this is the reason why I would do it, because I like players who are unpredictable. It's like a Lamine Yamal, for example.
Yeah.
Right? Lamine Yamal is not just the fact that he takes the ball into the 18-yard line. It's the fact that he's skillful and the skills actually does work for him.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
For me, this is what I love about players. Oh, Arsenal, please don't. Jesus.
Right across the
Jesus,
front.
thank you, God. Hey, Arsenal nearly scored Real Madrid. Oh, God, oh,
Wow.
hey, God.
Clinton is praying to whatever he may pray to, because if somehow Arsenal get past Real Madrid, I don't know if you're going to be able to come to work. I don't know if you're going to be able to leave your house with everything that you've said about Arsenal this season, and the fact that it's Real Madrid and that's the team that you're backing.
Yeah.
It's not. It wouldn't end well.
No.
Specifically because, okay, we know when Real and Barca play, this is a rivalry. But Clinton has, out of all the teams, Clinton has specifically gone for Arsenal more than any other team maybe this season. Oh, it's like Netflix. The next season.
Oh, no,
waiting for the next
but it's not just me, though. Everybody knows that Arsenal would always be Netflix. You would always wait for the next season.
Yeah, okay. It's just, you've said this stroke 10 times.
But it
now.
wasn't me. But it wasn't me.
It's just
It wasn't
the
me that said
same
it, though.
old-
It wasn't me.
All
It was,
I'm
what's the name of the
saying-
ex-Manchester? It was Patrice Evra. It was the one that said it.
I know,
would
but
just
he
go-
said it.
repeat it as
Yeah, he said
enough
it
of-
once. He said it once and
No.
let it land. You're digging now.
No, but come on, man. But that's facts. Like, everybody knows, they would always bottle everything that's bottleable.
Bottleable. Add it to the dictionary. Oxford.
Bottleable. What was the other one you said?
I don't know.
I don't
Something
know,
about.
concede something.
Conceivable or something.
Yeah.
Shockable.
Concession.
Oh, Lautaro Martinez has scored!
I knew it.
And it's happening. It's all going down. Alex, we spoke about this.
Woo!
The man returns from injury, plays against Parma, and now he scores. First one on the board in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And
Yes!
my Bayern Munich, Vincent Kompany, are we seeing the lack of experience come out now? Are we seeing all the holes in the injury?
Yep.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I'm not surprised at all.
Neither am
I back Inter. I'm quite happy to see this, if I'm honest with you. I think Inter are a tougher team.
And the goal was such a beautiful goal, by the way. He used the back of his leg, Mike.
I think for the good of football.
For the good of football.
Is that correct English?
My God. Look at the back of the leg.
No, he said that's really an incredible goal. That's
For the good of football, Bayern need to win this game so that Inter can't come out at home and be more defensive. To get more entertaining football in the second leg, Bayern should win this game. For the neutral, for the entertainment.
But I think we are saying that Inter.
Oh, no, please. Thank you, God.
How did that not go in? Another cross right in front of the net for
Where's the ball?
Arsenal. Clinton's favorite Bukayo Saka.
The ball, man.
Predictable.
No, that took a deflection off Rudiger.
The thing is with Inter, I know what you're saying, Alex, but they are not as maybe Italian-based as they once were with some of these teams like Juve, maybe, like we've seen the drop of AC Milan. They are a team that is so gifted up front with Lautaro Martinez, Marcus Thuram, Mehdi Taremi. They're a bit more exciting. They are a bit more well-rounded, that they are able to push up a bit more. They might play a bit safe, but I don't think it's going to be as, well, we'll just park the bus. Classic Jose Mourinho, early 2010s kind of football. But
I think they'll also know that they can play it sensibly and pick Bayern off if it finishes 1-0.
yeah,
They go to the San Siro and they know that Bayern will have to attack, so they can just be comfortable. They don't have to defend
we'll
too
play the
much,
counter.
but they can pick Bayern off
Yeah.
when Bayern attack, because they'll have to.
Well, so far, one goal across these two matches, and it's Inter Milan that are the ones that get on the board first here at the Allianz. That was a really lovely goal, Clinton. Where do you rank that goal from some of the Champions League goals that you've seen? Because I think maybe people don't realize just how skillful that was.
No, I mean, first of all, it's not just about the goal itself. It's the fact that, I can't remember which player did just do that back.
Lautaro
heel
Martinez.
flip. No. I'm not saying there was a player who did set the ball for Lautaro Martinez. I think he's the one who deserves even a more serious credit. So even think that or to have the awareness that Lautaro Martinez was literally somewhere coming. Mind you, Lautaro Martinez, I don't even know what he was even doing behind him. I think that midfielder was literally in front of Martinez, and just having that back heel that got Martinez to use his back foot to score, he deserves also that credit for that beautiful assist. However, the goal from the back leg, I don't see anything special in it. Sorry, it's good, very skillful type of goal, but it's nothing crazy that I should be ranking as one of the best goals or one of the most beautiful goals I've seen in Champions League so far.
Okay. Well, there you go. I believe it was Marcus Thuram who got that ball to Lautaro Martinez,
Right,
if
okay.
I'm not wrong. But the two of them have been absolutely brilliant this season. The partnership they've had, they're both scoring. It's not all relying on the Argentine this season. Marcus Thuram really stepping up, and it's been a brilliant partnership for Inzaghi's men.
I think I really like Inzaghi in the way that he's been managing this Inter side. I bang it like a drum every night. It feels like we talk about the Champions League, but last season wasn't to be in the Champions League. But I think this season they could really go far. I think they'll get through against Bayern, and I think should Barcelona beat Dortmund, I think they could be a really tough test for Barcelona in that semi-final.
I think so too. That's definitely the scariest team that I'm seeing right now for Barcelona. But enough about that. Let's go live to Accra right now, where we have our very own Gary Al Smith supporting his Gunners. Gary, how are we feeling? 0-0 just before the half. Are you nervous? Are you sweating? Talk to me.
Well, a bit nervous, but less nervous than I was 45 minutes ago, because the feeling was that, by this time we probably would have been a goal down or something. And I'm a bit nervous because, with Real Madrid, once you have not scored, then you can't be happy, even though Arsenal have been playing well. Have had a couple of chances. You saw that chance from Bukayo Saka about 5 to 7 minutes ago, where he got into the box and then, had the cut back. Nobody put it at the back of the net. And those are the sort of chances you don't want to miss against Real Madrid in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. Otherwise, though, I think that Arsenal have been good. And
Look at Gary, look at Gary.
Courtois saved it.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
kill also.
Wow,
That's the sort of thing we are talking
brilliant.
about.
Well, we have Gary live with us. Oh, he's a bit behind, I
Double
see.
save from Thibaut Courtois. And this is exactly what we are talking about, Sarah. With Real Madrid, you don't want to be spending these chances. you want to be scoring these because when they come in the second half, they go into second gear and you'll be in trouble. With Real Madrid, you cannot say that close, we were close. No. Cigar, you want to be scoring these opportunities. But from a very neutral point of view, I think Arsenal have played better than I anticipated. Thing is, we need to score, and we need to score very quickly before these guys get into the second level or whatever. And so, yeah, that's the way it is. But if my guys can switch the camera so you see the atmosphere here at the Republic Bar, it's great. You know, there's a lot of quite a number of Arsenal fans. I've seen the official Arsenal supporters group seated somewhere here as well. You know, they are screaming at every little opportunity. So Arsenal supporters Ghana are here. I mean, we cannot fit Real Madrid supporters Ghana here. There'll be too many to fit into this place. But yeah, but it's a good vibe, good atmosphere, lots of food, lots of drink. Typical Champions League night here.
That's brilliant, Gary. Before we let you go, I'll ask you, what does Mikel Arteta need to do tactically here in order to, like you said, get a goal and try and get the win at the Emirates? Because we know if they don't, Real Madrid will.
I'm not sure what Mikel Arteta can do tactically that he has not done. You know, they should just take their chances. Whether the team can keep the intensity for 90 minutes is the problem. All right, that's my only worry. But tactically, I think that he's done everything that's been done. People were worried about Kyrgios starting, but I think that he's proven to be quite good. They should just keep the intensity and make sure they score quickly. That's it.
Do you know what I think is probably going to happen in this one, though, Gary? You know, Arsenal, and we've seen it in football so many times where, you know, Bukayo Saka is doing everything, getting the ball into the 10-yard box. Nobody's converting these chances. And the only one or two chance that Real Madrid might have in the game, they just bury that win and take it back to the Bernabeu.
We all know that,
and
don't
that's
we?
it.
We all know
you
that.
Know, so, you know, obviously I'm not praying for Arsenal to win. However, I would advise that they start taking these chances, Gary. If you guys want to end, you know, whatever you're doing in that bar happily, some of them might get the drink. If Arsenal lost, they're not paying for it.
So there are more Real Madrid fans here than Arsenal fans.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So annoying.
It's always going to be the same. I mean, Real Madrid fans are going to outnumber everybody, except if they were playing against Chelsea. Then, yeah, you know, you can be sure that the Chelsea contingent to be better.
I'm actually quite
at
surprised.
This moment,
though.
Real Madrid.
Are you?
You know, so many other neutrals support Real Madrid these days, and it is what
Gary,
it is. We just
it's not neutrals. They're called Plastico. Plastico. They showed up over the last 10 years. They've been popping up. They're like weeds. You know, one comes, four more come. No, there's no surprise there. Real Madrid are so polarizing as a team right now with how many Champions Leagues they've won. So I'm not surprised at all. But Gary, it is halftime now officially.
It's halftime,
We'll let you get a glass of water. Check
but
back in with
I can speak to
yourself.
some people if you want.
That actually be great. Can you ask some of the fans what they think is going to happen?
Speak to the guys. Come, let's talk about the game. Let's talk to the guys. What's your name?
My name is Justice.
How do you see the game? Who do you support, first of all?
Real Madrid.
I told you.
Send him away.
I told you. Are you an original Real Madrid fan or used to support somebody before?
No.
Original Real Madrid
Ask
fan.
him the starting lineup when they played Arsenal last.
They should calm down. What's your prediction?
My prediction, like, Real Madrid score one. I take
one.
Bets, yes.
You take bets?
Yes. Real Madrid score one. Only Real Madrid score one. I'm going sleepy.
Real Madrid scores one and he's going to bed, he says.
No, just one.
Real Madrid score one and he's going to bed. All right.
I mean, you can tell that he's not a very violent person.
I thought you said 4-1.
No, he's not. He's not.
It's 4-1.
McBurry here. McBurry here as well. Who do you support originally?
Originally, I'm a Madrid fan. I'm originally a United fan, but you know, I
see,
sympathize with Madrid.
See?
I see my brother
you know
here.
The C. Ronaldo factor.
C. Ronaldo.
So we have an Al Nassr fan we're speaking to.
Regular Madrid away game, we don't really out. We actually see the first 25 minutes. We know Arsenal will just burst onto the scene, play very, very electrifying football. They didn't take their chances as they should. So when a 70th
everybody is saying it.
Well, when it's 70th minute and we move into our second level, you know how Manchester is.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are the Champions League. So it goes down.
See the arrogance. We are the Champions League.
No. He's
we'll come back to you again. Chief, please come in. Lots of people. How much time do you guys
Gary,
have?
we got all the time in the world for you.
You got all the time. Oh, boss, thanks for joining us here.
Is this
at our
Alex
viewing party at
I
Republic.
don't know. Okay.
First
No,
of all,
no, no.
who do you
He'd need to be a
support?
bit taller if it were doing the same ratio.
You are neutral.
Yes, Liverpool, but I support Madrid.
Liverpool, but he supports Madrid. Can you imagine that?
What kind of sorcery
I
is
don't
this?
understand, man. This is voodoo boys.
Bantering Liverpool left, right, left, that Liverpool doesn't deserve to win the league. And I feel Madrid has what it takes. They have the pedigree. We've all seen it. They've even done it to the champions of England, Liverpool, 2 times. So I know Madrid, they can absorb. But I feel Arsenal has to play like Valencia over the weekend. Absorb Madrid and give it back to them. If Arsenal attacks Madrid, Madrid will get them.
Yeah.
They'll pick them out. So I think they have to rather sit back and let Madrid come at them. And they give them the sucker punches. If they feel they have to prove a point, Madrid will get them. That's what they've been doing to all the teams all this time.
So,
Gary,
what
ask
are your
about
thoughts
Trent
on this first half?
Alexander-Arnold.
I think Madrid is sticking to what they do best. That is absorbing and giving back to Arsenal. So
guy loves
Arsenal has
absorbing, man.
to learn to absorb. Let Madrid be on the ball for some time to open up the spaces to hit them on it.
All right,
This guy
thank
can
you.
absorb that microphone, man.
Absorb my microphone, I can tell you, man. Now, finally an Arsenal fan. You know, all these Madrid, finally
finally.
an Arsenal fan. Sam, thanks for joining us. Please come this way. Yeah. First of all, how did you feel before the game?
I wasn't nervous. Knowing Arsenal Madrid ties are always that kind of game that form doesn't play a part in. I mean, it's always about who brings out the best, in the first 45 minutes and all that. So I was really calm. I knew people were talking about how Madrid were going to tamper Arsenal and all that, but I knew at the Emirates it's always going to be a challenge. It's always going to be a tough one for Real Madrid. And we saw it in the first 45 minutes, and Arsenal almost went 2 goals up, and that tells you the identity of the team now, the kind of mentality the team has got overall.
Now, let me ask, what do you think, because Sara was asking me, what do you think Arsenal need to do in the second half to ensure that Real Madrid don't do a Real Madrid?
I mean, in the first half, they did everything
but score.
And I think in the second half, it's just to put the ball at the back of the net, get Merino, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, to just try shooting, because when you try to go against the goalkeeper several times, there will be that one time that you get lucky. So that's just what Arsenal needs now, just to get lucky, and then boom, they're up front.
Right, final question. Sara, this is Sam. He is the PRO for Thomas Partey. He speaks for Thomas Partey, like officially. This is the official spokesperson for Thomas Partey, officially. Is there a question you want me to ask?
About Thomas Partey, well, we saw that he had probably the best chance of the game.
He had the best chance of the game, but a lot of people were asking before the game, is Partey going to sign the thing?
Well, I leave that to his management or his agent.
His agent, yeah.
He's still an Arsenal player. Anything can still happen. I mean,
Somebody said almost all the top players have been injured in Arsenal except Thomas. He's the one who normally gets injured. What's happening to our boy? Like, what's he drinking? What are you guys feeding him?
Banku.
Into this season with the best of mentality, best of shape. He had a surgery last season, just to correct a few things with his health and all that. So he's back and back strong. So it's not a surprise that Thomas is fit and has played a lot of games this season. You look at this game, he can even go on and play 180 minutes and still be fit.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much, man. It's really, really good. Let's hear what now. Oh, I see the official Arsenal supporters.
It's Gunners.
No.
Thanks,
You see, it's not a female Real Madrid fan. You see the
this
Fly
is how big
Emirates,
of a
but
Real
it's an
Madrid
Arsenal
fan
fan.
Clinton is.
Wow. Oh my God.
Exactly. So, member of the Arsenal support. Yeah, Janos, right?
No.
Are you part of the management?
No.
Tema. Okay. She's in one of the reps of Arsenal supporters Ghana as well. So, how did you feel before the game?
Nervous. Real Madrid, 15. We've never taken 15 against them. It wasn't easy. Yesterday was, I had nerves all over. But after the first, I was like, wow.
Okay.
We got a chance in this game.
How do you feel at halftime, though?
I just want a goal. After, even if it's one, because at their away it will be difficult. So I just want even a goal. Yes, to mark our territory at any rate.
Just a goal.
Yes.
Who's going to score that goal?
Thomas Partey. He's my man of the match in the first half.
So
in terms
far.
to he's done so well, passing the ball to Odegaard or Saka, and Saka creating chances if we had a top striker. But who knows? Merino is there.
Anyway, so guys, thanks. One more person coming, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. But guys, so that's the general feeling here at the Republic Bar. Very, very big contingent of Real Madrid fans, not such a large contingent of Arsenal fans, and it was good to have, a certain representation of Arsenal, because we usually don't turn out in our numbers like this because we don't win so much. But mark it somewhere, we are winning this game. We are winning this game. We are winning this game. We are winning this game today.
I marked it somewhere, but 5 minutes later, somebody cleaned it off, Gary. So I don't know if this is going to be the story. I don't know, man. But one of the Arsenal fan, I don't know if it was the Arsenal fan or the Real Madrid. Oh no, it was the Real Madrid fan. He was saying exactly what I said to you, Gary, earlier.
Which one? The one that was the United fan or the one that was the Liverpool fan?
I can't remember. There were quite a few
Liverpool
of them.
fan.
Yeah, the one that said not the one that kept on absorbing. I was actually very scared for you, Gary. You know,
so that's
that
a
guy would have
United
absorbed
fan
your
then.
head. You know. Sorry. Now, but I think if Arsenal don't come next to get or start taking these chances, honestly, Real Madrid, they would get that one opportunity, and that's it. End of game. Full defense, and everybody goes.
All right, Gary. Well, we'll let you go though and get ready for the second half.
Just let me know when you need me here again. Yeah, sure.
Good luck, and we wish you the very best. Otherwise, you know what KlintonCod
Come on, you
will
guys.
be like. There we go, Gary. Thank you so much. Oh,
Mic drop? No.
mic drop, mic zoom.
Cut scene.
Brilliant stuff. All right, obviously it's popping in Accra. It looks nicer than it is there. They're all outside, enjoying the weather, enjoying the football.
Nah, this is what we do in Africa, though. Sometimes I feel, Alex, Sara, I feel like you guys need to visit Africa, man. I think we need to do some kind of
Morocco,
Nigeria.
right?
No, definitely not. Get out Morocco, man. But I think
You're just in Morocco.
No, Morocco is not. It's not all that. I think these English people that obviously they don't get to travel a lot, and when they get to these countries where they give them some kind of package holiday, they get there because of some few sunlight. We don't hear word anymore.
You're describing what you did.
No,
Yeah.
not what I did. This is what.
Sorry, that's
No. This is what I would do. I mean, I'm not proud to say I went somewhere in Morocco. Like, there are countries you go to and you feel like, okay.
Morocco's a lovely country.
Oh, get out of here, man. But Sara.
Clinton.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. See why I don't like speaking about Morocco? I've forgotten the most important thing I was going to say now. Speaking about some.
What is going on? Oh my goodness. I don't know what you have against Morocco, but
No, I don't have
lovely
anything.
food.
No,
They play
he's actually
some
very
lovely
lovely.
football.
No, he is a very lovely
Because
place. to go,
Morocco
though.
are better at football than Nigeria.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, wow. How did
maybe
you know, man?
is not
beginning to
even.
believe in
No,
whatever
it's
you
like
hear, though.
100% true.
No, he's right.
No,
I'll tell you that
there's
much
not
for
even a
free.
question. Woo, sing. All right. Well, halftime's still underway. We're about to start the second half, but Alex, we want to do something a little fun, and you came up actually with a combined 11 for Real Madrid and Arsenal. We've obviously watched the first half, so it'll be interesting now to see how those players are lining up. But let's take a look at that. And Clinton, we want your opinion on this, because I know you're already going to have problems. I don't even need to see it. I know you're going to have problems.
I can tell you're already going to have one problem with it.
Let's see. I can't wait for you to just hit the screen so we see what you guys have cooked for me.
I've not cooked.
So in goal, I've gone for Thibaut Courtois. I think that's an obvious
Definitely,
choice.
everybody knows that.
This is of players who are available tonight.
Tonight, okay, that's
So obviously I can't include anyone like Dani Carvajal. There are players that are injured that I can't include. Militao, list goes on. Lewis Skelly at left back. Raul Asensio Saliba at centre back. Jurriën Timber at right back. Bellingham, Valverde and Declan Rice in the midfield. Vinny Jr., Mbappe and Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side.
I actually would take this 100%. I thought you guys were going to make it really difficult.
I didn't do it. It's Alex's.
It was Alex.
Yeah,
Alex.
this
I think that's perfect for me for this Arsenal.
It's the only doubt I had was Bukayo Saka.
I mean, with
maybe
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
No, but I think obviously to accommodate how many Real Madrid. I mean, we have more Real Madrid already, so I think.
Yeah, we've got 6 Real Madrid, 5 Arsenal.
Yeah, so Saka
But-
being there,
Sorry.
it's not. It's not too bad.
No, I was going to say, I actually completely agree with this list based on who's available right now.
Maybe Camavinga ahead of Declan Rice. That's the only.
I think you've lost your whole mind. I think you've lost your...
I don't agree with it, but I think there would some people that would make that argument.
Some people also think that...
Or maybe Rudiger ahead of Asensio.
Jazz, you know what? I would take Rudiger over Asensio. Yeah, but that's a Real Madrid and a Real Madrid.
I think recent weeks maybe have gone for Asensio due to Rudiger's performances in recent weeks. But I think at the moment I'm...
No, I kind of see where you come from, though. I think a Rudiger over Asensio. But then again, if this is for Champions League, definitely a Rudiger for me because it's a whole different ballgame. If we were doing some kind of combined 11 for a, say, Copa del Rey or La Liga game between, say, a Real Madrid and some random La Liga team, or I would definitely go with a Rudiger.
I think, yeah.
Sorry, or an Asensio, I mean. But right now, Champions League, the most serious game, fighting against a team who are second in the Premier League, I'll definitely go with a Rudiger.
I think I'd go with the Rudiger, too. I think if you're asking me if I'm building a team, I think it's going to be Rudiger. He's one of the best center-backs in football right now. He has the height. He has the physicality. I know we've seen Asensio have a great season, but I think you got to give it to Rudiger based on everything he's capable of, and he's just more well-rounded, and I think that's because he's more experienced. But that's something that could come with time for Asensio.
Ancelotti or Mikel Arteta in this combined 11? Who's coaching them?
Ancelotti.
Why Ancelotti?
I think, are we doing this, is this a Champions League tournament? Because then one man has some Champions League and one man doesn't.
Of course, absolutely, but okay.
One man has a La Liga, one doesn't have a Premier League.
Fair enough.
I think based on winning...
But you're not going to compare both of them when it comes to the team structure, the caliber of players that both teams have to, and obviously knowing how much one of them does have to spend too. Real Madrid, they just go for, the best upon the best. They just find, let me tell you something, if it was possible for Real Madrid to get the Lamine Yamal, trust me, they would do it.
Never in your wildest dreams.
I am telling you.
Keep dreaming. You know what I was going to say, though, about this is that, with all the slander you've given Arsenal, let's say, and a lot of people have, and finishing second and da-da-da-da, with Real Madrid being one of the best team in Champions League and, the history, 5 to 6 is really good when you think about it.
No, of course, absolutely.
I think, some people might be shocked that it's
I think if you'd have done it a year ago, look at the Champions League quarterfinals last year. I go through that Real Madrid team, Courtois, Carvajal, centre-backs probably would have taken, given how well they're performing, Rudiger and, to be honest, actually, I would have taken Gabriel and Saliba, given last season's performances. Left-back.
Wait, can I just make one? Can I see Alex's 11 really quick? Just really quick, if I can. Maybe I can't. Sorry, the back four was...
It was...
Sorry, there we go. Can I just say...
Saliba,
because I know someone's going to say, oh, well, Carvajal, if he wasn't injured, just because Gabriel got injured literally last week.
Yeah.
If that hadn't happened, you would have a back four of Arsenal players.
Yes, I would.
Can we just take that in?
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
that's crazy when you think about it.
No, but hang on, though. Wait. Are you guys saying that...
You could also argue, take Valverde out of that midfield.
Well, you've lost your mind again.
Put him at right back.
No, definitely not.
Ahead of Timber.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
You could have.
But then you would have to put Camavinga in the midfield, which is not a bad replacement.
No, you'd put...
But you could put Odegaard in that midfield.
You put Odegaard over.
No, I'm definitely Odegaard.
Odegaard every day. No, but I'm just saying, like, no one would have expected an Arsenal back four a week ago if Gabriel, obviously, but of course, if Carvajal was there, we know he'd be in there. It's just the recency bias based on Gabriel getting injured. I'm just shocked.
But in all honesty, though, I'm sorry, guys. If Gabriel was literally fit, I would still have a Rudiger there.
Over Gabriel?
Yeah, that's
maybe over Saliba at this point, because obviously with what's it called? With Gabriel, he scores goals. Yeah, and that's from the point of view I'm looking at. I'm not trying to say Saliba is not one of, but for me, I love that arrogance that Rudiger comes in.
But like the last couple of weeks, you look at Valencia.
I know.
That goal was all his fault.
No. But mind you, he came in from the bench as well, right? Now I feel
on Saturday.
I think he came.
He started at centre.
Did he start? Did he start?
Clinton, weren't you at the game?
I mean, you know what we do is sport.
He's too busy worrying about. He was too busy worrying about my dad being a bad luck
Yeah,
charm
no,
around
no,
the
no,
Too
it's
busy
not. It's
worried
not.
about
It's,
getting
but
his phone with his filter.
Yeah, turning it sideways.
With the filter. All right, well, we are underway. The second half at the Emirates. Let us know, by the way, for that starting 11, who should be in there, who shouldn't be in there for Arsenal and Real Madrid combined. But underway at the Emirates here. Let's see what Arsenal or Real Madrid can do. No subs to be made. Excuse me, no subs to be made whatsoever. And maybe no subs just yet. But Clinton, do you feel a Leandro Trossard entering this match at some point, knowing what he's like for Arsenal as a super sub?
No, of course, of course. I see him coming in at some point. He's somebody I love watching, especially when he's coming as a sub. He's one of those players that would always define, wait, hang on, Arsenal, please don't do this to me. Arsenal, please.
Oh.
Hey, God, I beg, thank God.
I thought that was
Hey,
heading
Jesus.
to Bukayo Saka, though.
Yeah. No, I think Trossard, when he comes, hey.
Oof.
Wait, was he trying to score from there, or was he trying to give a pass? What was that?
Yeah.
Odegaard, come on, man.
Either way, it was a bad shot and a bad pass.
Yeah, yeah. Either of them was pretty much bad. But yeah, I'm one of those whom would say Trossard coming in as a super sub, he's a very big problem, and we've seen him when he starts. He's one of those players. Like I think I would say he's more like that. The player from Aston Villa who's now going to Saudi, John Duran, whom we know that as a sub, he's crazy, you know. But then again, when you get to start him, you don't see that caliber of player that you know that he is normally. So, Timber coming in at say around 70 minutes or 65 minutes in this game, I think Real Madrid would be having it tough. We know Bukayo Saka is going nowhere; he's also going to be there. So there's good. I'm quite surprised that Martinelli isn't doing as much as what Saka has been doing so far. First half from that.
Gabriel, sorry.
Oof! Oh, he's using crutches. Is it that bad?
He's out for the rest of the season.
Oh my
ACL
God! Well, I mean, the
tear.
rest of the season is only like 1 month.
Yeah, he's going to be out for a while. Just quickly, a reminder on Sporty Bet here. The odds have changed, gentlemen. Arsenal to win, 2.35. The draw, 2.55. Real Madrid to win, 4.30.
Wow.
Somebody said,
What, really?
I watched the first half. Well, I mean, we can't lie. Arsenal was the
No,
more
but that's the thing.
dominating
This
side.
is the point where you need to take advantage of Real Madrid. Listen,
Clinton, if you were a betting man,
I'm putting Real Madrid.
a little sprinkle, 4.35?
Yes.
All right, tell
Fact.
the people.
And I'll tell you why.
Sporty Bet right now.
Because fact is everybody knows. Yeah. That of course they're not getting the chances, but that one chance that Vinicius might get. Yeah, he's burying it.
For those of you who backed my draw shout at the beginning, where the odds were 3.56, I think, off the top of my head.
I backed it. I backed it.
Oh, man.
I'm waiting.
This is a
coming.
question for you guys, and I may be getting ahead of myself, but let's say Arsenal aren't going to win the Premier League. They're not going to win.
It's not, let's say, they're not going to win it.
Okay, they're not
It's
going to
done.
win the Premier League. Let's say they get knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. They didn't win the Carabao Cup. They didn't win the FA Cup. You know what's coming. Is Arteta's job in danger?
One more season.
One more season, yeah. Exactly.
One more season.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
season,
these
if
are-
nothing, goodbye.
That's it.
One
Yeah.
more season.
Yeah.
I think he's a good manager. I really do think he's a good manager. But I also think Arsenal need to spend a little money. I think some of it is out of his
And
hands.
that's not his fault.
No, exactly. That's why it's just a little bit of a run here for Arsenal, but nothing. I think that, we saw that they needed so desperately a striker. They didn't go after one. They needed some backups in the defense. Now look at where they are here. They lose their best performing, maybe player this season in Gabriel.
And then Saka. If one
Yeah, of course. Yeah, one area. Yeah, exactly. So I think for me, it's the ownership has to splash a bit of money. You've come so close for so many consecutive years. I wonder if you do,
Wait. What did I just see? Wait. I want to see which player that is.
Wait.
Thank you. Because, no, that's the kind of thing.
Okay.
Wait, I want to see. No, because how did you just control a ball back to your own? Wait.
He's been watching you.
Bruh, these guys are actually getting paid.
Yeah. Well,
Good job you're not. Well, you are getting paid to sit here, but you're not getting paid to play football.
Now, if I was getting paid to play football, I would do way better than a lot of the stuff I'm seeing on the speech right now, man.
relax.
I'd quite like to see you go up against a player and
No, No, but listen, I mean, I'm happy you guys are going to be seeing it quite soon. But yeah,
Don't spoil anything, right?
sorry. But I know I will do. Let me tell you something about football. Yeah,
For free?
for free. Actually, this one I'm giving you for free.
Good
I
job.
don't because I want.
Good job,
I
it's
want
free.
to.
I'm not paying for
I
your
didn't-
football advice.
No, because this kind of information I need you to know.
Okay.
In all honesty, I think you've got to be talented. You've got to be good. Woo! Yes, Madrid. Hey,
Side netting.
Mbappe, what's going on? Mbappe, take this shot once now. Oh God, Mbappe is not making me happy today, man. This is a goal. Look, take it once.
He should have taken that sooner.
You okay?
You're right, Jensen.
No, Mbappe,
right.
Mbappe. Sometimes, man, you are bigger than this stuff, man. Mbappe, you are. Some people call him the best player in the world currently. You can't be doing that, man. Like Robert Lewandowski would not waste that much time. He's scoring that. He's burying it already.
I don't know about scoring, but at least getting a shot on target.
No, but well, exactly. Come on now.
It was a tough angle, and I think
That was a very good chance created for him, man.
You've got to give credit to Saliba. I think was it Saliba there on the. I think he was defending really well.
That's what
He
no,
shadowed
but
it
that's
really
it.
well.
That's it. You don't give that kind of delay with a Saliba next to you. Like, bro, take it once. Don't make him think. Don't give him time to make him remember that he's on the pitch. Take it once so that by the time you score, that's when he remembers that there was a ball that just came through me, man. Oh God.
Now we have Arsenal on the attack. Camavinga doing well here. Real maybe on the counter.
I'd even sign up to a 0-0 right now.
Oh, would you? Because you'd still win 20
Oh yeah, take
euros
it
either
go.
way.
Yeah, Vinny. Vinny, take him on.
Chance for Real Madrid.
Vinny,
say this and now
Chance
Real
for Real
Madrid are
Madrid.
gonna
get scored.
Huge chance. Arsenal doing well to get back.
Too late now.
I
Arsenal
do think, I do think they've
got 10 men
wasted that.
behind the ball.
Quickly looking at Inter and Bayern, that one's still 1-0 to Inter at the Allianz, thanks to Lautaro Martinez. At
Any
Sporty
changes
Bet,
at half-time or?
no changes in that match either. No changes. Bayern Munich now to win is 5.40. The draw is 3.30, and Inter to win is 1.75.
Bayern was to win again 2.4, did you say?
I don't quite remember what I said, but Inter to win was like 3.6, I think.
Wow.
The draw was favored more than Inter winning. So let's see. Draw still could be very possible as we are only in the 53rd minute here at the Allianz. Lots of time for Bayern. We know what Harry Kane's capable of. He tends to score quite a lot, leading the respective Pichichi in Germany. But this one here, Real Madrid and Arsenal. I would like to know who's going to make the first substitution. Clinton, if you're Carlo Ancelotti right now, you're looking at some players warming up. You're looking, obviously, to try and win this game, to score some goals. Maybe score one goal. We've not seen a goal.
Oh.
What subs are you making?
Got a booking.
Thomas
Partey.
Partey, Gary, you spoke so highly about him, and he's the first one in the books. And it was a foul against Camavinga, so you maybe wonder if that was a strategic move there.
Is that our first booking of the game?
That's the first booking of the game. Only one booking in the Bayern Inter game as well as Kim and Jay, picking that one up in like the 28th or something. So only 2 yellow cards. So far, everyone's trying to keep a cool head.
So who's had the first yellow card, sorry?
Kim and Jay.
Kim and Jay at Bayern Munich, and now this is the first one here. Obviously, we spoke about all the Real Madrid players that could potentially miss the game. Camavinga being one of them, Vinny Jr., Luka Modric, Rudiger. They're all on the pitch right now. So.
Do you know one player from Real Madrid I've not seen so far today?
I know who
Which
you're
is
going
quite
to say.
sad.
Wait, I want to know.
I know who you're going to say, but I'm not going to tell you.
Wait.
No, there's a lie you don't know.
I do know.
No, you don't.
I do.
You don't.
Wait. You look at me, and you mouth it. Don't look at him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I know what he said.
Okay.
Now say the player. I'll tell you if Alex.
It's Rodrigo.
Oh, it wasn't. It
Well,
actually.
he said Valverde?
No.
No.
What did he say?
Jude Bellingham.
No, definitely. I've not seen Rodrigo in the game so far. No, I have. Well, I mean, I don't. Where is he?
He's on that right-hand side.
To be fair, I feel like there's a few players here that I feel like we haven't seen a lot of. Maybe Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo.
Jude Bellingham actually is part of
But you also mentioned even Fede actually
Yes, I've not
has,
seen him either.
considering who we know Fede to be. Mind you, now we say that, and I said, I think I told you it was going to be 1-1, and I said it's going to be Saka and Valverde who score. So still a lot of time. Clinton, going back to my question though, if you're Ancelotti, who are you looking to bring off, and who are you looking to bring on to maybe win this match and score some goals?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think I'm gonna probably bring in
Hendrik?
No, definitely not Hendrik. I'm
No.
gonna leave Kylian. Wait, please, Arsenal, don't score.
Oh.
Hey, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God.
Good defending there.
No, I think I'll probably move Federico to the midfield. Maybe Modric to come off, and then get right back. Maybe get, I don't know, maybe no, Frank Garcia, please, left, isn't it?
I think you've got to give credit. You talk about Rodrigo being quiet. You've got to give credit to Miles Lewis-Skelly.
No, of course, definitely.
He's been quite often. I think it would have been easy for him after what happened on the weekend against Everton, giving away that penalty. It would have been easy for him to perhaps come into this game a bit hot-headed and a bit anxious to make an impact on the game. He's a young player, but he's been really level-headed and he's been playing brilliantly at that left-back position. And I think one of those players this season that Arsenal, coming into next season, I think Arsenal might have even found themselves a main left-back. I know they signed Ricardo Calafiori, who's injured at the moment, but I think Miles Lewis-Skelly might be gunning for that starting left-back position on a permanent basis.
I think so as well. I think what Calafiori brings over Miles Lewis-Skelly, though, is just the ability to play up top as well and score those goals and create those chances. But maybe it can be a situation of him playing slightly wider in the midfield, Miles Lewis-Skelly behind him. But it's not a bad problem for Mikel Arteta to have if he has all the players available, which so far this season, it really seemed like he hasn't whatsoever. Arsenal with a free kick here. 4 gunners lined up right behind the ball here as the goal, I can't even speak. The ball is just outside the area. Odegaard looking at Declan Rice, looking at Bukayo Saka, who's going to take it. This could be a very crucial chance for Arsenal. Free kick outside the area. Who's taking it, gentlemen? It's only one man, I think.
It's going to
Saka?
Mr. Bukayo Saka or Declan Rice lining up over it. That would be interesting.
Clinton, if Bukayo scores right now.
Imagine that. What a goal that would be.
Nah, but I think it's gonna hit the woodwork. It's gonna go over the bar.
I think Courtois.
Woodwork or go over? Those are two different things.
Jesus!
What a goal! Oh my word!
What did I say? What did I say?
Declan
We're gonna score a
Rice.
goal! We're gonna score a goal! It was a free
Oh my word!
golazo! Declan Rice taking the free kick. And the three of us going back and forth about whether or not it's going to go in, and it goes in. That was a beautiful set piece from Arsenal. Thibaut Courtois, nowhere near that. Actually, completely flat-footed in that one. Declan Rice, you're questioning if someone like Camavinga can replace him in a combined 11. Alex Ashburn, no chance. 1-0 to Arsenal at the Etihad. Let's take a look at this one again.
What
Wow!
a
You're kidding? Around the wall.
That
No,
might have been. Well, I don't know.
Wow. No, don't say
Live.
something silly. Don't say something silly.
Like,
Hey!
on TV, that might have been one of, if not the best free
Hey,
kicks
Jesus! Oh God, what is all these words now? What's all these words? Shut up!
We're still on for a draw. Real Madrid.
Hey!
Wow, Declan Rice. Oh my word.
No, I'm actually speechless. That one was nuts.
That was
To
unbelievable.
go outside around
I'd
the
stand
wall.
by it. I think that might be top 2 free kicks I've seen ever. Dimitri Payet against Crystal Palace. Declan Rice against Real Madrid.
Oh, the fact that you don't have any Messi free kicks in that is actually insane. But that makes me think you haven't watched any of them.
I have, of course I have.
Like,
but
he's gone under, he's gone over, he's gone in between that area between the keeper and the post that you didn't even think a football could fit through. Sorry,
You're
Can we
right,
get a
Keith.
medic? Can we get...
Violins.
Okay, well, he's alive.
Oh,
Maybe in shock a little bit.
my word. Declan Rice. I did not know he had that in his locker.
I didn't know. I did not know either. But we were talking about how good of a defender, I mean, pardon me, a midfielder he was. And this is what we're talking about here. He's been crucial for Arsenal this season, stepping up when Odegaard, was injured earlier on in the season. He's been so influential. And there's the man, Roberto Carlos, looking very unimpressed, but probably a little bit also thinking, it was a great free kick. And I'm one to say that. I'm one to say that. Let's look again.
Honestly, you see this one, yeah? I can't. Bro, Declan Rice was just class there, man.
That was one of the best free kicks I've ever seen.
Honestly, that was. I can't. Listen, that's a goal that's a goal I have to celebrate. I swear.
I do
I'm sorry.
think.
All right, can we get, sorry, we had your reaction, which was upset. You told Alex to shut up.
Alex,
Like
I mean,
You were angry. Can we get your celebration for Declan Rice since we didn't get that and you just said he deserved?
I can't even celebrate, but Declan
seen
Rice,
you so
that was beautiful. I'm saying it sadly, but if I was an Arsenal fan, that's the best thing that would have happened to me this year, man.
I can already imagine the Arsenal fans on their sofas at home.
I'm just imagining the Arsenal
screaming.
fans. I'm imagining Gary's Arsenal fans in Ghana.
Oh
right?
my God. Oh my God, bring Gary back. Is there any way we can connect with Gary if we can? That would be
He's
great.
not connecting. He's too busy celebrating.
Yeah, he's having a couple.
What
of
a
these
goal! What a free kick, man!
Goal of
No,
the season.
but do you see how the ball went? The ball literally went. Hey, that was a C. That was an inverted C
Goal
or
of,
side corner C.
goal of the season?
It's in contention, definitely. No, I feel like it's in contention.
Goal of the season in the Champions League?
Jesus.
Just in general. I mean, in the Champions League, I can't think of any goals at the moment that top it.
I have to go and look. It was a beautiful goal, but when you get to this point, especially with the new format, there's been so many goals. There's been so many good games. The only thing I would say is that when you have a goal that comes from live play and it's that instant reaction,
Yeah.
depending some of them, that takes a lot of skill, but it was up. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. That was brilliant. Oh, Arsenal can only score from corners or set pieces. Well, listen, they've perfected it because oh my, what a free kick that was.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the price for the rest of his life. Has that.
Bro, he would never forget that goal.
I'll never forget that goal, and neither will you.
No, definitely not.
That, wow.
Okay,
Wow.
well, it's another corner for Arsenal here. Bukayo Saka takes it, goes right to Thibaut Courtois.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thibaut Courtois is fuming at that one, but sometimes the goalie just can't do anything.
I cannot believe this.
Can you really not believe it? This is the first leg.
No, I know, but that was a free kick.
I just can't believe
that
Declan
wasn't.
Rice did
That wasn't. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's shocking, Alex.
If that was Odegaard, it would have maybe been a
Yeah. No, for me, it's even maybe if the goal came from a corner or they just did one thing. Bro, this is a free kick. And no, did you see how the ball went?
Declan Rice.
Hey.
Oh, that was Roberto Carlos-esque.
No, for real.
Oh,
No, Roberto Carlos would have shot. It's quite different, I
Yeah,
feel like, what he
but
did.
still,
Roberto
the way-
Carlos will take it from the half and he'll just.
it went so far out of the goal.
Yeah.
That
Ridiculous.
I mean,
Jesus
like, it went
Christ.
so far wide.
Do you know, at
Come back
some
in.
point I was confused if it went outside the, I
I
didn't know
was
if
in
it was.
disbelief. I was like, surely that's
Yes.
not it. I thought it hit the side netting.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It's just over 25 minutes to go. And neither side has made a
And
substitution.
whilst we're here screaming,
Yeah.
Bayern nearly scored some, screamer, but it didn't go in.
Oh, is that all you have to say?
Yeah.
It was Rafael Guerrero out of all the players to take a chance there for Bayern Munich, but just wasn't enough here. Inter Milan in their defense and Jan Sommer holding on.
Oh, Real Madrid, this is not it, man.
Is it
There's
time
still
for some
time.
subs?
Still time. 25 minutes left.
You want the draw.
I want the
You want to
draw.
go out. You want the 20 euros and you want to go out. I know. I could hear the eagerness in your voice for that.
No, I think ideally 3-3 would be fantastic.
Jeez, that'd be great. It would be great.
But I think my heart wouldn't be able to take that.
Why? It's the first leg. Nothing matters. And it also
can't-
means it's 0-0 at the Bernabeu.
I can't get over how good that free kick was.
No,
I'm so
honestly,
happy.
I'm still shaking inside.
My jaw's on the floor. Wow.
Pick it up.
What? Oh my God.
Blimey. That was just unbelievable. And Declan Rice as well. Thomas Tuchel has found his new free kick taker for...
Definitely, yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
Well, just to update you guys on what the odds are now after that. Arsenal to
Real Madrid
win
is probably 15 points.
23 for
What?
Real. 23
Wow.
on the nose for Real to win. The draw's at 5. Arsenal 1.25. That's the...
Real Madrid! Oh,
No, that's Arsenal.
but this Declan Rice will have confused my destiny, man.
Destiny,
Bro,
he
they've
says.
confused my whole life,
Destiny.
man.
There is a song.
Free kick.
What's Mbappe trying to do right now?
Free kick
For Christ's sake.
from Milan.
Okay, I think we need Endrick at this point.
I think there is a song about Declan Rice.
Yes. They got they do like Declan Rice. It was what's his name? Odemodu Black. I was supposed to bring him to the studio, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah. But the thing he said to me was
I
coming
thought
to.
you were I thought...
No. He was supposed to come to watch a game at the Bernabeu. So he asked me, if I come to Madrid, would you get me to see Vinicius? I said, well, it's hard for me to see Vinicius.
Yeah.
Not talk about you. So I thought that maybe he would come here and come sing the Declan Rice song for us as well.
Imagine that.
You know, he actually did meet Declan Rice as well.
Did he?
Yeah, and this was at the early start of his career. He's quite massive
Wow.
in Nigeria at the moment.
That's a big song, that is.
Yeah. By the way, that's Odumodu
I
Black.
don't know if I know this song.
Yeah, no, you've probably heard it.
You will hear it.
You did do that Declan Rice. How did he even say it?
I can't remember. I
Yeah,
can't
no, it was
sing.
something
I'm not
about
going to sing.
Declan Rice. he did the song. And
Arsenal! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That's 2 saves back to back.
Thank you, Courtois. Oh my God.
Thibaut Courtois.
Single-handedly saving Real Madrid. What is going on here? 3 shots on target. Thibaut Courtois saves all 3 of them. First deflection, second deflection, one more time, third deflection. What is the defense of Real Madrid doing? No. Oye, Mikel Merino, you need to finish that. Wow.
He
Was
did
that
well,
Rudiger
though.
with the block?
Oh, it was Rudiger.
Was it Alaba? Sorry.
Alaba. It was
Oh, that's for
Alaba.
scoring 2 the other day. That makes sense.
That was some save. Oh.
No, I genuinely
why he's
have
the best
many
goalkeeper in
questions
the world.
of where Real Madrid would be in this game if it wasn't for Thibaut Courtois.
That's why he's the best goalkeeper in the
Now,
world.
if he was learning, we are done.
Oh,
Oh
wait,
my God, again?
Wait!
Jesus!
Courtois again! Oh my days. Well, I've heard we have Gary L. Smith here. Gary, we need to talk about
What
Declan Rice.
happened?
He's gone.
He's gone. He's here. Gary,
hello?
talk to me about Declan
Can you
Rice.
see me,
Talk
guys?
to me about what you saw.
Hello? I can't hear them. I can't hear them.
Wow.
I can't hear him.
Ah.
Wait, was that
Oh,
our?
that
Is that
was
our
We're gonna
pitch?
try.
That's
We're
our
gonna try and
physically-
fix that.
That was Coasty, yeah.
Okay, our Richard Millman. Okay.
Well, Richard Mill needs to fix his mic because we couldn't hear him. We'll try and connect with them and bring them back. It looks like chaos there. You saw Gary's going around smiling like this.
Oh,
He's
it's
way
Bellingham
too
with
happy.
the block. Is that
So-
Bellingham or was it Courtois? Did he get?
I think Courtois got a hand on
That
it.
was
Yeah,
No, it was Bellingham.
Bellingham.
It was Bellingham.
that
Wow.
looked like Courtois' hand.
What
That was
oh.
Courtois' hand.
It was,
No,
came
it
too
was
strong
Bellingham.
for
It was
a
Bellingham.
hand. That must have been Bellingham.
I don't know.
It's
He's
just
quite
down.
long. All I have to say is that I don't know where Real Madrid
Wow.
would be if it wasn't for Courtois in this game.
That
Meanwhile, Mikel Merino's down, which is not good news for Arteta as he's become their faux striker so far this second half of the season.
wow.
I'm sorry. It should be 3-0 to Arsenal. Courtois. Ooh la la.
He's got to get man of the match at this point.
Declan Rice for that free kick.
Obviously,
Sit down.
it-
Sit down and have a think.
I'm talking about on the Real Madrid side. If Real Madrid get a draw, it's all down to Thibaut Courtois. Obviously, whoever scores the goal is a big part. in that.
I don't care if Real Madrid win 5-0. I think you give it to Declan Rice. This is one
They
for
should
the
just
age.
take Declan Rice off now so he gets a standing ovation. Oh, no, he's not going to do it again, is he?
Oh no!
No.
another free kick.
I'll leave the show. I'm going to go home. I'm going to
Oh
set
please,
myself
they
up.
can't. No, Declan Rice. They can't give it to him, man. Hey, no,
If
please.
he does it again, I'll give
Please.
you a 20 euros anyway.
Yeah, but I don't want you to do it again. No, just keep your 20 euros, please. No. Hey, God, Declan Rice, don't take it again, please.
So we went from the
Is this
right
guy about to
side.
make history now?
We went from the right side
Hey,
to the
God,
left
please.
side.
Hey,
It's
God,
Odegaard,
Declan Rice,
Odegaard
no.
and Declan Rice stepping up. There's surely no way.
Hey, Declan Rice, please. I think God beg you. Declan Rice, please, please.
What? What are we doing about Declan Rice? Gary, that's 2 free kicks.
Declan Rice,
What are the chances?
Hey!
What are the chances?
Too much. Too much. Come on, Arsenal. Look at the quality of the goal.
No, I don't want to watch it again. I don't want to watch this game again.
Gary, talk to
I
me.
don't want to watch this game again.
Can I try?
No.
Okay, go.
Oh,
go.
God. Declan.
Was that even
Gary,
better than
how do you have enough confidence here if you're Declan Rice? The first free kick was one of the best free kicks we have seen, and now we're seeing a second one back-to-back against Real Madrid. Where does this confidence come from?
I think it's just a momentum thing. And I'm sure we all know that in football, momentum is a thing. Immediately the free kick came, all the guys gave him way.
Jesus.
There was no disputing that he was going to take it because he's got it going. I mean, his blood is asking for it today. You know what I'm saying? So it's absolutely no surprise
Jesus.
that he was allowed to take it. But the quality of this free kick, as compared to the first one as well, how many more does he have in his locker? Hopefully Arsenal can get another free kick, and then he can give us another type of free kick. Because now he's bent one around the wall, he's giving one over the wall and into the top corner. Yeah, maybe he can give one under the wall. Who knows?
Gary,
But
this
fantastic
sounds
stuff.
like a wild statement. But was
Yeah,
that second
and
one
this is
better
what we've
than
been
the
dreaming
first?
of. You know, we've always been saying that if Arsenal were to win in any fashion, it would take a miracle, and it's been miraculous so far, guys.
Gary, I want to ask you quickly about the potential handball from Raul Asensio. Do you think that was
Jesus.
a penalty?
God.
Sarah, at this point,
And
who cares?
You don't need it. You don't need it. You're better than
Yeah,
that.
no, we didn't.
You're better than
They
that.
can keep
Good for
that
you.
one.
Good for you, Gary. Good for
Yeah.
you. There
Yeah.
was an obvious
If
handball,
the game
but
ended 0-0, we'll be talking about that Asensio essential penalty call. But and with this kind of performance, we are walking on air. We are floating on air. You know, Cloud Nine stuff.
wow, Gary's
Yeah,
got
there
the
we are.
dog in him tonight. Nah, genuinely,
Give it to
Arsenal,
me,
out
man.
of all teams, I will say, Gary, they get spoken about so poorly. The constant finishing in the second, and the fact that it's this team that's performing like this,
Yeah.
scoring 2 free kicks against Real Madrid. Listen, you got to have your flowers. I'm giving them to you.
Yeah.
I'm giving
Yeah,
them to you.
absolutely.
How are the vibes in Accra? What are those? What are the Real Madrid fans like? Are they in shock? What are the Arsenal fans
We have
like?
other cameras here, so let's pan around just
Let's
to
do a
have a
pan.
look at what people are looking at right now, just so you see the atmosphere. You see, there's a lot of eating, drinking, proper pub scene. You know, people enjoying themselves on a Tuesday. But I should say that there's a good appreciation of the kind of quality this game was going to bring. It was all people could talk about of all the Champions League fixtures, obviously, because of who was in action. Real Madrid going to London, the Thierry Henry thing from 2006. Could Arsenal do it? And I think that before the game, the bulk, maybe 90% of the predictions, even for most of us Arsenal fans, felt like, you know, we were going to lose this game. And it's been an incredibly good surprise. Good on anybody who bet on Arsenal to win. What was the odd before the game, guys? Did you check before the game? That would have been something, yeah?
The odd wasn't, I mean, it
No,
wasn't
it was-
too crazy.
It was in the twos.
It was in
Okay.
the 2s. Yeah. I mean, Arsenal at home, we
okay.
know there's a second leg. But I think it's just it's the way they've done it. I mean, Clinton's upset, but Alex, you can't see here, Gary, but Alex is speechless right now. Like, I think it goes to show. Oh my God, they
No.
scored a third!
No.
Gary, make Mikel Arteta and Arsenal make it 3 for the Gunners at the Emirates. Gary, damn!
And they get a live
You
feed.
deserve it!
And they get a live feed, so yeah. Come on, Arsenal!
Gary! Gary! I'm happy we had Gary on for this one. Look at it!
Arsenal! Arsenal! You said? Let's go around. All right. Okay, guys. Let's go around and give you an idea of what's
You guys are
going on here
confused.
with the Arsenal fans.
I didn't even see that
So
third
guys,
goal.
guys, you are live on Sporty TV. Let's see the Arsenal fans. You are live on Sporty TV. Let's see you all. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I'm so excited, bro. I'm so excited.
Did you see this happening?
It's a goal.
Oh my God.
I never dreamt of
No, we spoke about it and we didn't see this happening.
I never dreamt of it.
Yeah.
I mentioned 3-0.
Oh, you mentioned 3-0. Yeah.
I mentioned 3-0. And if possible, there is more to come.
I need water.
More to come.
We ask for more because we are going to Barabao. And if we can stop and hold Pep Guardiola from scoring us, then who is who? Ancelotti. That out. We go look everywhere.
So he says Arsenal are going to deploy the famous Arteta dark arts when we
Oh,
go
the
to the
dark
Bernabeu.
arts.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
I predicted 3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
No, cancel the one. We don't want anyone in business here. Cancel the one.
I didn't expect this. I'm losing my fucking
Bless her.
Guys, sorry for the
So guys, this is the
sorry for the
Arsenal
words,
table.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. But this is the Arsenal table. This is how they are feeling right now.
I need water, please.
Say something. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Arsenal! 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 All right. Sarah, this is the best you can ever see of Arsenal Football Club. I don't know the last time we felt like this. I don't know the last time we felt like this.
You know, yesterday I called in one of your shows.
Yeah.
That I said
On Sporty FM.
on Sporty FM. I said Arteta has brought some kind of feeling to the club, from the bench, from the mentality of players, from the mentality of fans. If not previously, and I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God I lose for 20 pounds, 20 euros.
I know we can make it. Inshallah. We'll take the cup.
We are taking the Champions League.
I cannot believe this.
We are taking the Champions League.
You are beating a 15-time
Oh,
champion.
it's
Who can
getting
do it again?
crazy.
Come on, man! Come on, Arsenal! 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 Arsenal!
All right, Gary.
That's
well,
how good we feel now.
Well, honestly, I'm so happy that I got to see you celebrate the goal on air. You know, we missed the first two together, but we saw you
that's
for
what
the
it is
third
about.
one.
So I'll see you in
I'll
about
let you go enjoy the last-
13 to 15 minutes, yeah?
Yeah. We'll check back in. Okay,
See
go
you soon.
enjoy the match. Best of luck. Alex Ashmore, I have to come to you because I don't think I've ever seen your face like this, but then Dave, Alaba made the same face. You're flabbergasted.
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I mean, I think
Like-
it's the fact that it's Arsenal.
It's the best free kick I've ever seen. Oh, maybe not, but I'm just going to say it.
It's one of the
Right.
best,
One of
yes.
the best free kicks I've ever seen, followed by potentially an even better free kick, all from Declan Rice, and then an absolute blinder of a goal from Mikel Merino. 3 of the best goals I've ever seen in a single game. Whoever that is running, is that Jorginho running on the pitch with his hands on his head?
Yeah, can't even believe it.
I
Can't even
can't-
believe it.
I never fathomed this in
Oh,
however
God.
many realms there are. If you just said, what realm does is there a realm that exists where Arsenal beat Real Madrid 3-0 with 3 of the best goals they've ever scored, ever? Never in a million years.
Jesus
This
Christ,
is
I cannot believe
unbelievable.
This. I can't. This
Just-
is. I've not recovered. No, get that. That share should get out, man.
Sorry, Clinton's chair has been on the ground for about 10 minutes. He's leaving it there. He doesn't want it.
I don't even. I can't speak, man. Like, wait, is this? I see. If like, I just want some. See, I just want somebody to wake me up.
just while all that was happening, the chaos, we have seen Lucas Vazquez and Fran Garcia come on for Alaba and Luka Modric, as well as Bukayo Saka was taken out of the match for Leandro Trossard. And just quickly, because I think all of us, for a quick moment, or maybe 10 of them, forgot that there was another match going on. It is still 1-0. Inter and Bayern, and the only thing, there's been a couple of subs here. We've seen Mkhitaryan and Darmian come off for Bissek and Fratesi, and for Bayern Munich, Sane, Guerrero, and Kim Min-jae, triple sub for Thomas Muller, Serge Gnabry, and Sasha Bowie. But 1-0. Let's return back here, though, to Arsenal, Real Madrid. Alex, is it... Okay, we mentioned the goals. So it's the fact that they scored these 3 incredible goals. It's the fact that it's against Real Madrid. But, and I'm not trying to damper on Arsenal's parade right now because I think they deserve it completely in the fashion that they've done it. But let's say this match ends 3-0. You're going to the Bernabeu. I think people still will believe that Real Madrid can come back.
Oh, this tie is far from over. Even if Arsenal get a 4th, it's far from over. It's even further from possible, but this tie isn't over until that final whistle blows in Madrid next week. Yes, Arsenal are going into this with a 3-0 advantage. There's still 10 minutes plus added time to go. If Real Madrid get a goal here in the last minute, even if it's just a goal, that's 2 goals that they have to get at the Bernabeu. We've seen them do it against the best teams in the world. They can do it, and this is not me criticising Arsenal in any way. They can do it against Arsenal. We saw quite worrying actually there. I hope he's okay.
Oh God, I cannot believe Declan Rice scored 3-2. Oh God, what's all this now?
Limping off a little bit at the end there, so hopefully nothing serious and just a knock. But this tie is far from over. At the Bernabeu, Arsenal will have a lot of work to do, but they've done the best job they could do. They've done all they could do just to keep a clean sheet. That would be a perfect night. But Arsenal will go into that second leg with every belief that they can beat Real Madrid over the 2 legs. And you look at the way that Real Madrid have played tonight, they haven't really come out of the blocks. I think they've failed to get going, really. The front 3 has been I think... Silent, quiet, poor. I think when you look at how well Arsenal have played, defensively Arsenal have been fantastic. Going forward, they haven't been brilliant, but they've taken 3 chances, and that's all you need to do. You need to take your chances. Clinton was talking about Mbappe not taking his chances. Arsenal have done just that. They've scored 2 of the best free kicks ever, and then they've gone and scored another fantastic goal from Mikel Merino.
He's not even a striker, you know.
He's not even a striker. He's a midfielder. And Mbappe's face says it all.
And what's crazy is that, like we mentioned before this all kicked off, was that if it wasn't for Thibaut Courtois, this would be like a...
Bro, this would have been a 5, exactly! Oh, my voice is gone. I cannot even talk anymore.
Just to update as well, the big man, Declan Rice, has been subbed off. He looked like he was picking up something as well, and it's Kieran Tierney in this match. Obviously, Mikel Arteta not wanting anything to happen to any more of his players. Okay, so we spoke about the second match, though. Alex, as we know, 90 minutes, as they always say, is very long at the Santiago Bernabeu. But Arsenal, if this stays like this, are going to be so confident. When was the last time a team like this beat Real? I don't even want to say a team like this beat Real Madrid, being what we know Real Madrid to be in the Champions League. But I don't think anyone expected Arsenal. Like, for example, let's say Barcelona beat Real Madrid this season, but Barcelona has been performing at a very high level, more or less. Arsenal, we've seen dips, we've seen, draws over the weekend to Everton. But for them to do it, does this not give them, they're going to be coming in hot at the Bernabeu, and I think they're going to go try and do it all over again.
They'll come into that second game with a world of confidence. I think in the last 5, 6, 7 years, the only time I can think of a time where Real Madrid have really been shocked, perhaps in the last 4 or 5 years, was when Chelsea beat Real Madrid in the year that Chelsea won the Champions League. With the team that Chelsea had, you would never have expected anything like that. Brahim Diaz.
Whoa! Thomas Muller has scored for Bayern Munich. It is 1-1 at the Allianz, and it makes this second leg next week.
Wow.
Very, very interesting.
Thomas Muller.
Thomas Muller said, Remember me?
He
The
literally
same
came
week-
from bench, actually.
Came from the bench
The
last
same
season
week-
at Bayern Munich.
The same week he's announcing he's leaving at the end of the season. But no, back to Arsenal, I think. Sorry, I'm flabbergasted. That Arsenal will go into the second leg with a world of confidence. It's far from over. Real Madrid, we all know how they play at home in the Champions League. But for Arsenal to play this well and to play Real Madrid off the park, it is unfathomable. It's unbelievable how well Arsenal have done.
Oh, God.
I
Cannot
just-
believe this.
it's-
Hey! God, look how they are playing Real Madrid.
Brahim Diaz coming in for Rodrigo. Maybe he can try and squeeze something out for Real Madrid here.
Arsenal are having fun. Arsenal is like a kickabout at the park on a Sunday.
Do you know what, though? I like, they did what they needed to do. They did what they needed to do. There's questions about whether there was a handball. Some of the refereeing in the first half, there's questions about it. But Arsenal said, you know what, we're not going to let that get to us with Real Madrid. And we're going to do it, you know, with good football. I mean, I really have to tip my hat off to them. It's incredible. It's incredible. And Gary is just somewhere.
Look at, no, I mean, just look at Arsenal. They are playing Real Madrid. Oh, God, what's up? Just look at Arsenal. They are playing Real Madrid like Real Madrid is Southampton. Oh,
Like this. Clinton, let's check in with you. Let's. Hi.
Hey!
You okay?
Hey! Oh, God.
You look like you're about to cry.
I think you might. Can we try and squeeze a tear out of you for this?
This. Oh, Carlo Ancelotti. Oh.
Oh, it's this. It's your chair. I keep hitting. That's still on the ground.
Oh my word.
It just makes things so interesting for next week. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich making that 1-1, heading to the You know what I think it is for Clinton? He's going through. I told you this. He's going through all the things. He's Arsenal, like Netflix. Next season, they don't have enough. They'll never win the Premier League. He's going through it. He knows. All of you at home remember, because we remember, that yes, there's still another game to be played, but this is not the team that he wanted Real Madrid to get knocked out to.
Oh my word.
I need a violin. I need a violin.
Wow. I mean, this is unbelievable.
That was a great day. This is just ridiculous. I don't think there. Oh! And we have a goal for Inter Milan.
Oh my God.
It's not over just yet. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. We have a goal here. Inter Milan. And it's Fratesi getting on the board for Inter. Wow. No, you know what? I'm so happy about this. Wait. Didn't I say 2-1?
I can't remember.
No.
What'd I say? Someone in the back remember? Did I say 2-1 or 2-2? I said 2-1! Okay, because I know none of us said this. None of us said 3-0, so I'll get one. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. You know, I was about to say that this makes it interesting now next week at the San Siro, but honestly, I think Inter are the better team. I'm happy for them. Let's see what Bayern can do next week at the San Siro. Obviously, this match has a few minutes left of extra time here, but
Bayern need a goal if they have any chance next week at the San Siro.
I don't see it happening.
they need
I
to
honestly, when I saw this pair up, whenever it was a couple weeks ago, said Inter immediately.
You can't go to the San Siro goal with a goal down. You've got no chance.
I also favor Inter in penalties over Bayern, if that's where.
Yeah,
it's
although
gonna go.
Atletico Madrid did beat Inter on penalties last year.
Yeah, last year. We saw
I
what
feel
happened
like
with Atletico Madrid and penalties this
If
year.
I had £1 for every time I mentioned that game, I think I'd be rich.
All right. Well, it's all very interesting right now.
I just can't believe
Both-
what's just happened.
Actually, Arsenal were the favourites in this game.
I think
heading into
just
it at
ever so
SportyBet.
slightly, yeah. This is unbelievable.
It's just brilliant football.
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
But the thing is, no one can fault them. I don't care how deep
No.
of a Real Madrid fan you are.
No,
Arsenal
been
have
brilliant.
absolutely outperformed.
Fully
and
deserve it, and fair play. Could Arsenal do it? Could Arsenal go all the way? Can we have a replay of the Champions League final, Arsenal and Barcelona?
For the history,
Would
for
Thierry
the
Henry,
culture.
do you think Thierry Henry would come out of retirement just to play that game?
Thierry Henry would be there.
Oh my word.
Speaking about Thierry Henry, by the way, he's obviously been very vocal about this game being, you know, a talisman for the Gunners and the Premier League and French football.
He's there
And,
tonight.
yeah, he is there. He's there with Anita from CBS Sports Golasso, and you know he's
He's probably left. He's probably left Alita. He's in the fan. He's in the crowd.
he's taking the beers. He's been going around though saying like, listen, you know, because Real Madrid obviously the favorites, what Real Madrid in the history books have here in the Champions League, but he's going, you can't go and face a team and be scared of them. You have to go and think you're going to win. And he's been advocating for Arsenal to believe in themselves and to not worry about.
I don't know how this guy did this twice.
Because Thierry Henry said to believe in yourself.
Twice.
Am I mad to suggest that the
Ow.
second one is better than the first one?
I don't care. I just
No,
love that I saw both of them.
no, in my opinion, I feel like do you see where he hung
The
the second one?
perfection.
He literally, do you see where he put it?
It could not have been more perfect.
Oh, they should not show those goals again, man. Stop it.
No, I'm just happy we got to see both of them. I can't even pick between the two. I'm just so happy
But
we got.
has this ever been done in Champions League? Like where one player scored 2 free kicks within a half?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything in. I mean, surely Ronaldo, Messi have done something like that.
Like a free kick within the same halves.
But it wasn't even. It was like 10 minutes apart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just. That's how confident I was.
Do you know the funny thing? When he was going to take the second one,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I was saying in my head, I'm like, I think there's something in history that's about to be created. Like, you know, a part of me felt like this thing might go in.
Oh. I just can't.
Like, you know, one of those that is being written before it happened. Like, this has to just happen. Oh God, I cannot believe this.
Oh my God.
I cannot believe this, man.
That's unbelievable. Oh.
Oh my God.
I'm struggling for words.
I know. Between you and Clinton. I think we have three very different. We have happy, we have sad, we have shocked.
It's just unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
This is oh my God, no.
I think if Real Madrid are to take anything.
Oh my God, you're going to be at the Santiago Bernabeu.
If Real Madrid are to take anything from this game, is that the 3 goals they conceded. Yes, Courtois has kept them in the game, but the 3 goals they conceded, I think any team on the planet would have conceded those.
No.
I don't think
it took stupidity, yeah, for people to start committing those kind of offenses in strategic area. Of course, I understand that, you know, that was perfectly taken free kicks, but it took stupidity twice. When somebody has just scored a very beautiful goal like that, why are you conceding that kind of free?
Yes, but also, what were you guys doing in the first half? Like, in order to...
No, it's not the first half in the whole of the game, actually.
Yes, yeah, but I mean, this was obviously all in the second half. They didn't take their chances in the first half. We saw Mbappe had a couple of chances. You know, they're trying to do something right now. Chance for...
this is. I think if Real Madrid score now, this would be really bad for Arsenal because heading to the Bernabeu with a 3-goal advantage, that is not done and dusted, but it's a very hard margin to turn around.
It's gone.
The tie's not over, but if Real Madrid get a goal here, all they need is 2 goals. That will be really dangerous for Arsenal.
Producer Ben is in my ear asking whose free kick was better, Declan Rice or Kylian Mbappe?
What?
What
free kick?
His free kick the other week against Leganés.
That wasn't a free kick, man. That was an assist. He got an assist from, what's it called?
Brahim, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Brahim, yeah. But that wasn't a free kick. Get out of here, man.
I don't think...
Hey,
Oh, red card!
Who gets the red card?
Red card!
Oh, my
Camavinga! I told you! How many times did I say this guy's name? I told you, I told all of you back there, he's a problem. Oh my goodness gracious. Declan Rice over Camavinga. Get out of here. One gets a red card.
But I was never going to, come on, everybody, we accept. Okay.
You at the end, you silly boy. Oh My goodness gracious, it's on from bad to worse. Camavinga, something about picking up cards. He makes such silly decisions sometimes. He's such a good player, but he makes such silly decisions. This is the cherry on top of Real Madrid. This is the salt in the wound. You're down 3-0. You've played poorly, and now you're down a man who's not going to be available next week. This is the worst possible situation for Real Madrid, and I don't understand how this happened.
And that should be it.
This is it, man. They should just end the game.
Wow.
Well, wow.
See you all tomorrow.
Well, it has ended at the Allianz 2-1 to Inter Milan. The away team has done it, and now they get to go to the San Siro and welcome Bayern Munich back over there. It's going to be very tricky for Bayern Munich, and the whistle has been blown at the Emirates. 3-0 to Mikel Arteta, 3-0 to Arsenal against Real Madrid. 2 free kicks to Declan Rice and 1 red card to Camavinga. What an extraordinary night for Arsenal, for London, and for us watching football, honestly.
Honestly, these Real Madrid players should not be let into their hotels. They should take a flight back tonight, man. Come and sleep in, man. Don't go and
Who are you calling first? Who do you have the most questions for Real Madrid? If you can call one of them.
Honestly, all of them. Like
No, who is the one who are you the most disappointed with?
Well, first of all, yeah, I don't know if I
Well,
would say...
first of
like
all.
that, yeah, that's the problem, because even the front three, Vinicius,
Can we
first
just
of all...
get Alex's-
No,
Did someone just point the camera to Alex? Just like Alex's face has been like this, sorry, for like 20 minutes. Sorry, continue.
yeah, but the thing is, why is he clapping now? Like, bro, go inside the tunnel, man. Oh, my God.
They have to clap, though. They can't just go down the tunnel.
I mean, what?
They've just lost 3-0.
I mean,
Their fans have spent a lot of money on flights, tickets. You have to go and thank
fair
them.
enough.
What? What was Camavinga doing? Sorry, you're losing 3-0. The
Yeah.
game's done. You have a minute left to play.
It's silly.
Oh, that was just so unnecessary.
Declan Rice,
Declan Rice scored 2
Wow.
free kicks. Two free kicks.
your man with the...
Still want to give
Declan-
Thibaut Courtois the man of the match?
No. Your man with the Declan Rice song.
Oh no, he's gonna be posting all the
Can we-
videos, all the photos, everything.
play-
Literally, I'm
can
gonna
someone play
check
the
now.
song for me?
I'm sure that's what he's gonna do now. Udumodu Black. Let's find him.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Oh.
I can't... I'm still shocked from the first free kick. And to add on top of that, the second free kick. And then Mikel Merino's goal. Oh, my word. That was single-handedly in a game of football. I've never seen 3 goals as good as that in a row in a single game for one team. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I just don't think anyone saw this coming. Like with so much confidence, I think it's what it was for Arsenal. I don't think we thought that, and I say a general we here, that we thought that they had that kind of confidence around them, that they could, Declan Rice, okay, he scores 1 beautiful free kick goal, but then to do it, like we said, within 10 minutes, and then Mikel Merino to score a goal like that at the top of the area. It's unbelievable. It's incredible, and Arsenal need to be tapping themselves on the back, patting themselves on the back. Mikel Arteta has I'm realizing as this man beside me is just we've lost him.
I'm just weak. Yeah, I'm just weak. I don't even know what to say. Like it's just too.
I'm in shock. Like, how on earth, for starters, has he scored that first free kick? And secondly, to then go and do it 10 minutes later and score another free kick of a similar sublime level of quality, it's just unbelievable.
Well, we are getting ready to connect back with Gary.
Oh, my
Who,
word.
if he hasn't started his fiesta, it will be starting soon. If you are an Arsenal fan this evening, you got to get out there. The streets will never forget this.
No.
It doesn't even matter what happens in the second leg. The streets will never forget this.
I can just hear You could probably, if you're in North London right now and you're watching it and you've got a window open, you could probably hear the roar
Yeah.
of, oh my word.
Well, speaking of roar, let's go back to Gary Al Smith in Ghana. Arsenal 3, Real Madrid 0. A red card for Camavinga in the final moments of this game. Gary, could it have gone any better for you?
No, in a word, I don't think this game could have gone any better for us because I don't think any of us here expected it to be like this. The first goal was beautiful. The second goal was mwah. The third was cherry on top. And Courtois was the difference. Otherwise, it would have been a 5-star performance. But I would take a 3-0. Yeah, we'll take it like that. Otherwise, it would have been a 5-star performance or the joy of 6. You know.
No, we were saying the same thing here too.
Yeah, let me get some reactions quickly. And I know you're speechless, but try.
I'm so speechless. I was expecting so much from Real Madrid today because we had great defending, attacking great. I was even looking down today at this Arsenal team because I know they lack strikers, and even with that, I was thinking we are more experienced. At least 15 credits to our name, 15 Champions League to our name, and we sit there for Arsenal to overplay us today.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe the first half was something that was like, we were just making sure we understand what the game was all about. But to get to the second half and we did nothing, they outplayed us. Defense was so bad, and we stood there to be scored 3. Look, I thanks to our keeper Courtois, we were able to even like make.
It would have been worse.
It would have been like 5, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because everything was so like visible today that we were supposed to get to where we were supposed to get to. Because at least we are champions.
So what happens in the second leg? Do you think Real Madrid can come back?
Well, whether we do or not, white is still wide. We're still going to. If it's even getting the second place, it'll be good. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's that kind of evening, guys. There's more reaction. Yeah, no, guys, come this way. So first of all, you are with your.
No, there's nothing in the bag.
There's nothing in your mouth. No problem. What color of team do you support?
White.
White. So how do you feel?
Oh, it's not over. I went from Matthew Ashimolo. It's not over until it's over.
It's not over until it's
And
over.
there's one odd, special odd, Madrid to qualify.
One odd.
Madrid to qualify. It's going to happen. Wednesday, it's going to happen.
I mean, talk about faith, and this is faith in action. But this is the man who predicted Arsenal was going to score 3. The only person I know who predicted Arsenal was going to score 3. How do you feel now?
Now, as at now, I feel very relaxed.
Relax.
I knew we are in the semi-finals because
we are in the semi-final.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes,
It's good to know.
because a defensive Arteta. I don't know. Arsenal is very defensive, but we don't play a defensive game.
Yeah.
You know, in the EPL, we are the best defensive side. And even Pep Guardiola, for the past 3 seasons, Charlie, it's not busy give him with the Haalands and who.
We show him something small.
The last time we showed small that cat, he got to complain. Coach, that small that cat too. But for the Balabo, we play plenty that cat. But if they joke, we get some 1 or 2 corner, kill, and we'll go back again. So they go see football.
So we'll keep the possession, just go on the counter-attack. That's what you want Arsenal to do.
You know, Arsenal's that cat is some way. Even though we are defending, you wouldn't see it as a total defense like the way Mourinho style defended.
Sure.
We defend, but if you joke, you collect. And if you joke, today we don't score corner. But if we are able to get some 1 or 2 corners, the first corner we had was a goal, but Saliba by mistakenly taking it out. And I'm very sure that our set-piece coach, you know, when Rice had the first free kick, you saw him doing like this.
Bend it
like Beckham. So I know right now he knows how Courtois does his movement in the box, and they're going to work something against Courtois. And trust me, I'm saying on Wednesday we'll score through a corner again. No be juju.
No be juju be that. No be juju be that. Don't be juju be that.
If we go chop again.
No, we go chop him again. We go chop him. Monday. No, right now. You know, I had a pre-match ritual today that I put on my Twitter that I ate a pack of wache today. You know, so he's asking me to do it next week before the game, and I probably might. But that's what it's like. Things are calming down some. The Arsenal fans, I'm sure it will take a full day or a full night for us to actually settle down and wake up and be like, did this actually happen? You know. So yeah, that's what the feeling is like here.
Gary, I have to ask you because I think, you know, the chances of Arsenal winning this match, maybe they weren't the favorite. They were the favorites on Sporty Bet, but maybe for some people they weren't the favorites. Fine. Some people thought the draw. But it wasn't, you know, out of hand that they were, if they were to win, you know, people would think that that's incredibly crazy. But in the way they did it, in the manner that they won, first of all, 3-0, but all 3 were goals that we were saying here were incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like Arsenal had this confidence that we haven't really seen so much this season. Where did this come from? What did Mikel Arteta say to these guys prior to this game to get them to perform like this?
Whatever he put into their water, he probably should have been putting it into the water. He should have been putting it like, you know, for the Premier League as well. Or he probably saved it for the Champions League, which is probably the most important trophy we are yet to win. Would I take the Premier League over the Champions League? Absolutely not. If Mikel Arteta's secret plan is to win the Champions League and to get a second in the Premier League, I'm look, I'm giving Arteta my life savings.
Give that man a knighthood.
No, give him my life savings, give him a knighthood, you know, I mean, whatever he wants. But
Gary, does
if we're able to beat them over two legs and get into the semi-final, that I don't know what that will do to Mikel Arteta's stock, you know, in the managerial circuit, but it to do something quite special for it. Alex, you were saying, sorry.
No, I was going to ask you 2 things. Does Declan Rice now get the key to Accra after that performance? And secondly, what free kick was better, the first or the second?
I think the second was better. I think the second. No. The first was better. The second, if you watch the replay, it seemed like the wall didn't do his job well in the second free kick, but the first was perfection. I mean, the wall was well set. He bent it around the wall and got the technique absolutely right. I got more people here. Maybe we should be asking them more questions.
Yes,
Hi, man.
bring them out.
Hello.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Actually, I'm here. It's an agenda, actually. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm full supporter of Barcelona. I'm here today to support Arsenal. Yeah. But we know tomorrow we are going to destroy. We have to destroy Dortmund.
Dortmund tomorrow.
I tell you.
You want to start previewing the game tomorrow, right?
Yeah, sure. But tomorrow is going to be a historic night, because tomorrow is our day. Tomorrow is our team. Today is an agenda. You know.
Today you just came for the agenda.
Exactly.
All right. Did you think Arsenal could win like this?
Really, in fact, when I was coming, I thought Arsenal was going to score just a goal. Yeah. But my shot, 3 goals. That's a massive performance, honestly. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So there are the Arsenal fans who, like me, bleed red, and then the Arsenal fans, the Plasticos. So it's not just the Real Madrid Plasticos who were on show today. We saw the Plasticos for Arsenal Football Club as well. Alex, sorry, you were saying something.
No, I think I'm still speechless from that, Gary.
Yeah, I
was going to ask you, actually, and this is probably for all Arsenal fans, really. Heading into that second leg, Real Madrid, we all know how good they are in the Champions League. But is there any part of you that sees Real Madrid coming back in this?
I think Mikel Arteta is going to have to. If he has not thought of it, he would have to. We don't even have to bother playing the football. Like, we just have to
line up on the
deploy the dark.
All 11 players.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Just stand
we have
in
to
front.
Start the game 6-2-1. The starting formation to be 6-2-1. Keep Mikel Merino up front. Just the ball comes back. Hoof.
Put Bukayo Saka and 3 others in right back.
Yeah, hold possession
Exactly.
game. Pass back, pass forward, pass
No.
back.
They should take all possession and let's just keep that. That's all we need to do. And then probably in the second half. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Yeah, I mean, listen, if Real Madrid score early in the second leg, that's where things get a little bit scary, right? We know what this kind of team is. We know what Kylian Mbappe is, Vinny, Rodrigo. There's so many of them.
I just heard someone say Beckham Rice.
Beckham Rice, Gary. They're calling him Beckham Rice. Put it on the back of your shirt.
Beckham Rice.
Gary, are you going to get
Like
Declan Rice?
Declan.
Are you going to get it? Okay, no.
Bend it
Wait,
like Beckham.
If
Bend it like
Arsenal
Declan
beat
and
Real
Beckham
Madrid
Rice.
next week and go into the semifinals, are you getting a Declan Rice jersey? I don't even care if they win.
Absolutely.
He's always like, I've already ordered one. It's literally on the way.
Absolutely.
You know the artist I was saying sang the Declan Rice song.
Oh.
Odimo the Black.
Odimo the Black, yeah,
Can
exactly
you
what.
sing
Yeah.
the song for us? 'Cause I don't know what song
Yeah,
it
he
is.
did a song for
Keep
Declan
talking
Rice.
about it.
Declan, no. Anyways, he's just put up a tweet. You know what he said? He just said Declan, right? Now God know why I don't sing about Hendrik that day for Ghana. Now you run them. I'll say it in proper English. So basically, Declan.
That's a good one.
No, he said
That's a good
Declan. God knows why I did not sing about Hendrik. You know, that day in Ghana, you did it. You ran it. You know, basically, I think he recorded the
Yeah.
song in Ghana. I think so.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he recorded a song in Ghana, yes.
Called out Hendrik, too.
But
Hendrik
what do you
is
guys
getting
think of
ready
Thomas
for this
Partey's
game.
performance today? Sarah?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Partey's one of his best performances in an Arsenal shirt today, I think?
Thomas Partey,
Yeah.
right? Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think
Yeah.
until Declan Rice scored those two absolute
It was
world
Thomas
beats,
Partey. It
Thomas
was Thomas
Partey was
Partey.
probably the man of the match. for
Was
us.
running away with man of the match.
Yeah.
At the point.
Yes.
But he'll happily give it to Declan Rice after what he did and
No,
taking a 3-0 win.
Absolutely.
I mean, at the end of the day, all the glory goes to Ghana, right? Because the song, I mean, Declan was made in Ghana, apparently, or whichever rice it was. And, you know, Partey could have been the guy also from Ghana. So I think everything just goes to Ghana, man. Damn, man. I feel defeated as a
man.
Nigerian.
We got to wrap it up here, I guess. Oh, wait. Thomas Partey's PRO wants to say something.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Contract
So,
extension.
on behalf of Thomas Partey, what is the official statement from the Thomas Partey camp?
I mean, thanks to all Arsenal fans, thanks to everyone who supported from Ghana and beyond. I mean, this is an emphatic victory, but we are not sleeping. We are going to the Bernabeu next week to make sure that we make that semi-final bet. So, thanks to you guys for the support that you've thrown to us today.
There we go. There we've got it.
All right,
the
Gary,
official
well,
word,
thank you so much.
P5.
Go enjoy your evening. You
There
so
we go.
deserve it. Now
There
it's
we
time. There
go.
you go. That's him. We know you're going to party, Gary, so take care of yourself.
Thanks. And cheers.
All right, Gary
Hala
Smith.
Arsenal.
Wow.
Get out of here, bruv. Get out of here, bruv.
Wow. He said, Clinton, hold this. Hi.
I cannot believe today is
I
happening.
feel like I haven't talked to you in a while.
No, I know.
Clinton, do you know what I'm going to do now, just to cheer
Well,
you up a
first
bit?
of all, I just won 20 euros.
I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I'm doing, just to cheer you up a
Show me
little
the
bit.
Yeah.
screen. Show me the screen.
Is he doing it live? Because at
Yeah,
least
no,
I want
I
something.
know exactly where he is. He's on the B
I'm
Zoom.
going to find KlintonCod. There you are. 20.
Okay.
Are those the correct details, my friend? I don't want to send it to another Clinton. B-Zoom.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
Now check your phone. Let's make sure the transaction goes through. Alex, in a sense, you're losing 20 euros, but for a game like that,
I paid 20 euros to see a game like that.
I think you do.
I just bought myself a cheap ticket.
Yeah. Honestly.
You let me know you've got that money.
Yeah, I need to.
And say it for the fans in the back.
Oh, my God.
You got it?
Sorry, that was the wrong one.
Oh.
I don't use that number. Check to be sure that you've got
Oh,
right, well, we'll
no.
it. Check.
Well,
Sure.
Clinton. Actually, you're lucky.
Yeah.
It's bounced.
Good. that is the real one.
Okay.
sorry, we're just
Right.
No, because you see,
doing
this
our
is
banking
this is
on the show now. Taking care-
no, but the game is the game, man. The game is the game, bro. What you mean?
Yeah.
The game is the game.
The
Talk
game
to me.
is
See
the
now,
game.
I'm happy because I just won cash.
Okay.
To hell
Yeah.
with Real. No.
Okay, Clinton, Real Madrid next week at the Bernabeu. We keep saying we know what this is. I feel like a lot of people still don't think Arsenal will go through. Maybe not go through, but maybe they're not as confident. But if they play like this,
I mean, even me as a Real Madrid fan, I'm scared because we've seen Real Madrid play at home recently against a Valencia.
I don't know why
I don't see this going for Real Madrid.
Tell you what, you've just received €20 from Alex.
Oh, you're a class act, Alex. You are a class act. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The deal was made on Sporty TV and the money was sent.
Thank you very much, Declan Rice. You helped me gain a few, in as much as you did disgrace my team, but at least you put something in my pocket. Thank you, Declan.
I have forgotten. Our producer has whispered someone's name in our ear.
Who?
Somebody that we haven't been talking to today.
Oh, Shantelle.
No.
Oh.
We thought we had Shantelle. We were having technical difficulties. Somebody who's on the show every day, who's always here.
Oh.
Who always likes to poke fun at a little old Barca fan. Well. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
I hope you have nightmares of Declan Rice tonight, working day, after the amount of crap you give me every single show. You know what? Knowing him, he's probably not on the show today.
He logged off.
Yeah, he logged off. He saw Declan
He's
Rice.
gone to bed.
He said, "I get you." Yeah. Well, we'll see him tomorrow. Barcelona still have to play tomorrow. We'll get into those games momentarily, but let's quickly wrap up today's games. Clinton, you're not feeling confident about Real Madrid against Arsenal, even though you know what Real Madrid are in the Champions League. You know that they're a team that come back. You always say 90 minutes at the Bernabeu is a long time. They're a team that fight until the whistle is blown, maybe more than any other team in football right now. But you're not feeling it.
Listen, sometimes, you know that saying, nothing is permanent. Yeah?
Real Madrid in the Champions League, is that what you're referencing?
Sarah, this is 3-0 at the Emirates. Yeah, that's one. This is against Arsenal. That's two.
I think it's honestly, it's against Arsenal is the bigger thing.
No, like this is Arsenal. This is not just some random European team. This is Arsenal. They are currently second in the La Liga, right?
Premier League.
In the Premier League. See, they beat us to the point I don't even know what's. You don't understand? I'm crazy. Like I don't even know what's going on with my brain. My voice is gone from screaming earlier. Like I don't. I'm not. This is the first time I'm having less confidence in Real Madrid. As I speak to you now, the probability of Real Madrid going through.
Yeah, give me. What's the percentage Real goes to?
Percentage right now, yeah, knowing they're facing Arsenal, this Arsenal I've just watched today, yeah, it's not even up to 10%. It's actually that crazy.
What is it? I want a number.
9.5.
I'm literally, 9.8.
9.8%.
I'm just being very realistic. There's nothing special. I know they will say, 90 minutes at the Bernabeu is that. Bro, I've seen hundreds of 90 minutes there. This season, there's nothing special. I'm just being realistic here. This is Arsenal we're about to play. This is Arsenal. This is not Bayern Munich. This is literally Arsenal, the second best in Premier League. Bro, listen. If Real Madrid will do it, listen, I don't even see it happening. I'm sorry. I don't see it happening. They didn't even score a goal today. There was nothing like it was 3-1, and then maybe when we get to when they come to the Bernabeu, we can find some kind of 2 goals and then find the winning one, or maybe go extra time or whatever. Bro, this is 3-0. If Arsenal if Real Madrid scores the first goal at the Bernabeu, do you know what's going to happen? Bro, look at this Mikel Arteta. He looks desperate. He knows that already the Premier League is gone. This is the only chance. If there's any team right now in this Champions League draw that's probably going to give Arsenal a headache, it's only Barcelona. Yeah? And fact is, the moment Real Madrid scores the first one, let me tell you what Arteta is going to do. Everybody goes to defend. Mourinho, Martinelli, even if Trossard comes in, Bukayo Saka, everybody, they are going to defend. They are literally going to play 80 good minutes defending.
If Real Madrid come back and win this game, say 4-3.
It's not the best remontada. Get out.
I haven't finished my sentence.
I don't want to hear that.
Is this one of, and I'm saying one of because of Barcelona's comeback against PSG, is this one of the best comebacks we've seen in Champions League history?
Yeah, this will probably be.
For sure, because it's up there with goals. I mean, Arsenal have 3 goals. So they have to score at least 4 without getting scored on. But if we remember from Barcelona's PSG,
well, they only have to score 3, actually. take it to extra time and win on penalties.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not the same because you know why Barcelona's was so good too? Because PSG scored at the Camp Nou, and that's when, I sound like such an old lady, you know, back in the day when we had away goal advantage, but that was, I think that added so much extra dramatics to these games. It's definitely going to be, like, it's top 10 for sure, especially because if they can, I think the thing would be for this one is how bad they played. If they can turn it around and play super well, I think that would be the most, you know, exciting thing and something to look at. But I think without the away goals, it's not their fault. No. But it does take away a little bit because you're right. They only have to win 3-0. Clinton?
No, this thing is still a very huge shock.
I think it's sorry. They're coming off of a loss to Valencia as well.
Like, listen,
who are Real Madrid playing this weekend?
See, this is
Bilbao.
No,
that's next weekend.
They are.
Just check.
My brain's blanking.
Because okay, I was going to ask you, Alex. We'll start with Arsenal because Arsenal are playing Brentford in the Premier League. Do they rotate the whole squad? Do they just say, listen, we got to just get through the next game?
They have to. I mean, you can't afford to get anyone injured. I mean, Bukayo Saka's already limping off.
Who cares if you finish second or third in the in the Premier League?
If Bukayo Saka plays a single minute against Brentford, there's something wrong with Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see any of them.
I don't want to see.
Well, I don't care also if Arsenal finish second or third.
No.
Doesn't matter. You're already in Champions League contention. Go and beat Real Madrid and, you know, argue that that's the hardest team you're going to face, even though it'll likely be Paris, and that's going to be a whole different can of worms. But fine. In the Champions League, Real Madrid, most difficult team to face. So,
Real Madrid are playing Alaves on Sunday.
Deportivo Alaves. Yeah, I mean.
So that should be a win.
Well, Valencia should.
Bro, that's what, yeah, exactly. I was going to say that. Like, I mean, Valencia should have been a win.
But then also for Real Madrid, they probably will. But they can't afford to rest players because
Alaves also. Wait. Can I just add a little fuel to the fire? Alaves are fighting to stay above in relegation right now, knowing that Leganés are playing Barcelona this weekend. Remember that we'll be there, the three of us, and you could win a jersey. Subscribe to Sporty TV. Plug. They know that potentially Leganés could lose. They want to get even a draw could be good for that. You know what I mean? Like every match is important here. We have bottom of the table teams trying to fight. I just don't like nothing is clear cut anymore. Nothing is pretty, nothing is simple, nothing is easy.
I think from everything you're saying, it's just pointing towards Arsenal because I think they, first of all, like we said, Arsenal, they're not looking at anything.
Well, they have three goals.
The EPL, you know, I think they've pretty much left them. This is not for Liverpool. And right now, if there's anything that they have to fight for, everybody knows is now this Champions League, and they've pretty much started this next round, this quarterfinals, which they've started brilliantly with a 3-0 win against, you know, the acclaimed best Champions League team, you know, in history. And, you know, if Real Madrid do a comeback on this one, I think it would be the biggest miracle that I would have seen in a very long time since I have understood spirituality and Christendom and Jesus Christ and God and everything. Like, trust me, I know people would say they've seen pastors pray for people who don't have legs and the legs have grown out or whatever, but I think this one will literally be the biggest miracle for me. Not even somebody raising the dead is that massive. If Real Madrid can do this kind of comeback against Arsenal, I'm not speaking about just a random team.
But sorry, Alex, it is Real Madrid though.
No, I mean, they've done it before, you think. Chelsea.
What? No, you guys see sometimes but wait, you see,
Man City, Chelsea,
but when you guys say this, like, yeah, they've done this before, you guys seem to forget.
We're not saying we expect it, but I'm saying if there is one team that could do it, it's Real.
No. It's not. Sometimes here, I want you guys to understand that even if they've done it 3 years ago, it's not the same players. You can say it's the same club, but it's not the same caliber of human being.
They've just added the likes of Kylian and Mbappe to the team.
But they played today, right? They played against Valencia, didn't they? Come on, man. Like, for me, I don't see. If we want to make arguments sometimes, I think we should just take away this whole historical stuff about 10 years ago they did it with a Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, it's a Ronaldo, or maybe with a Barcelona, for example. They will say they've done it.
Did they not do it like 2 years ago when they came back and like at the quarterfinal, the round of 16, the quarterfinal, and the final?
It's 3-0 comeback against who?
They weren't. I don't know if it was 3-0, but let me just try and get my.
No, we can try Googling it.
In every game, they went down in the first leg and they came back in the second leg. It was Chelsea, it was Man City, and it was PSG. Alex, if you can check the scores of those games.
I mean, Chelsea were 3-1 up. They came back. Man City were 3-1 up, or 2-1 up, I think. They were 3-1 up when Vinny or Rodrigo scored that late goal at the
Rodrigo.
PSG were.
I can't remember.
No, but listen.
I'm just saying, but that was one season. They came back three rounds in a row in the Champions League. That's crazy. This was 2 years ago.
No, listen. For me, I'm looking at a Real Madrid, whom, in my opinion, they are not performing like the Real Madrid I believe they should be performing like.
Yes.
Like
yes.
in all competitions, not even.
But this we can agree on. Yes.
That's what, like this year, when I'm speaking about what I see currently. I'm not talking about a year ago. A year ago, it was a whole different, maybe different mood, different mentality. 2 years ago, it's probably a whole different team, different mentality. 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, this is a whole different caliber. The way they think is different. When you look at this current Real Madrid, right? They are struggling in every game. Yeah. This is not the Madrid we know. I'm telling you, even when they win games, in my opinion, they don't win convincingly. They struggle against teams that you would think that they would just ride on. Right now, you would think that Real Madrid have the best players in the... Bro, do you know what it means to have a Kylian Mbappe in your team? Do you know what it means to have a Vinicius in your team that was supposed to win a Ballon d'Or? You have a Rodrigo, whom I believe is the most underrated player in the world in your team. You have a Jude Bellingham. Now, they're going to bring Alexander Arnold at some point. When you look at our defense, we are talking about an Alaba who's just come from injury. Do you know who Alaba used to be before compared to now? You're talking about a Rudiger. You're talking about a Raul Asensio who is now being literally one of the best defenders. We have, at least, I'm talking about a top 3 best player in the world in a Valverde. We're talking about a Luka Modric who has one of the biggest experience in that team when it comes to any kind of game they've played. You're talking about a Tchouaméni who has won World Cup with France, a Camavinga that's picking up a yellow card. Bro, my God.
Makes sense.
Like you guys don't understand the fact that with this kind of players and we're struggling to, bro, Valencia just beat us in our own home. They play Leganés. Do you know what it means that they are strong? Like, literally, they are playing Leganés. Leganés is scoring. They are coming. Bro, did you see them with Real Sociedad? Real Sociedad. Bro, Sara, come on. Sara, you're a Barcelona fan. If this was Barcelona, how would you feel? Where would you rate your team?
I know what you're saying.
They're going to play Arsenal. You think that what happened 2-3 years ago is going to repeat?
Well,
it's not going to happen.
Like that.
This is Arsenal.
But also,
this is Arsenal.
That's why it's scary.
Oh my
God. It is Arsenal.
Mm.
And I think that's the thing, maybe, is that we know what Arsenal. And there's a term that I'm not going to say because I'm going to respect the team that played really well tonight. But there's a term that has been, interchangeable with Arsenal over the last few years. And it's the lack of performing in the final moments, the lack of clutchness, Alex, if I will say, without saying the word.
What word are you referring to?
No, I'm not saying it because I don't think we should say it today.
What does it begin with? I actually can't think of the word you're talking about.
The letter B.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that that's what's a bit nerve-wracking for maybe Arsenal fans because we've seen them come so close so many times in the last few years, whether it's the Premier League, we've seen them make runs in the Champions League and it looks promising and then they crash out. So I think that's where it gets concerning because you have a team that's probably maybe them and Atletico Madrid that have been the 2 teams of the last 3 or 4 years that every start of the season they look promising and then they make their runs and then they crash out and then Real Madrid who just keep winning. So I think it's the combination of the 2 things. I think that's where people are maybe not confident whether you're Arsenal, Madrid, or a neutral fan. I think that's maybe where people are on the fence because it's the fact that it's Arsenal and it's the fact that it's Real Madrid. It's not Real Madrid and Barca. It's not PSG and Bayern Munich. It's a team like Arsenal and it's a team like Real Madrid.
Without Gabriel, without Havertz, without Gabriel.
Honestly,
oh my God.
Give them a round of applause.
Bro, without their key players, they are playing Real Madrid like this. Do you know how crazy that is?
But then
think about this thing.
You have to flip that coin in his head and say Real Madrid haven't got Militao, haven't got Carvajal.
Oh my
Alex,
God, no,
the fact
stop
that
him,
you have the front 3.
Bro, look at our front. No, don't say front three right now. Talk about front four. Do you know who Bellingham is?
I do.
Bro!
I can see him today. Okay, let's go back to Real Madrid. Who was, because there's several players we can pick out here, and one that we can't is Thibaut Courtois, because he was absolutely the only player that was performing for Los Blancos today. And like Gary mentioned, like we mentioned, save them. If it wasn't for Thibaut Courtois, this match probably would have been 5-0. Who was the most disappointing player for Real Madrid? Is there someone that sticks out? There's about 6 players we could pick from here. But is there someone...
This was something I was going to explain to you before. I don't know, something cut it off. I wanted to, because this question, I don't think this is a yes or this is a player kind of question.
This is the team.
This is, because let's just look at that front four, for example. At some point, I asked you a question, Sarah. I said, is Rodrigo in this game? I've not seen him. Another point, I was then thinking, hang on, where is Vinicius? Right? We didn't see Vinicius. And then we looked at Mbappe, who was having chances, and he was thinking about things in his brain before he's taking shots. The Mbappe we know, like, what is going on? At some point, I was like, hang on, even you, when I was trying to guess who was the player, I couldn't find, you even said Bellingham. At this point, what has happened? We've literally cancelled our front four, meaning that there was some issue. 3 of them we cannot see. One of them is taking stupid shots. Yeah? Okay, now let's go to our midfield. One of them picked up a red card at the end. Yeah? Valverde. See, do you know, I didn't see any cameo.
I felt him.
I did not see any cameo. Like, you know how players play and then maybe they took one kind of stupid shots and then before you know, camera.
You've dropped your mic.
Sorry. You know how sometimes you take shots or you do some kind of nice part and then the camera shows you, or let's say you even do some kind of rough play or what, you just do something and then the camera let it just show you for something. Bro, I didn't see Valverde.
I think that was one of the biggest holes because
Look
he's
at
so
Modric.
crucial to this team.
Bro, look at Modric. Was trying to trap ball. He was trapping it back to his post. This Arsenal's goal, he trapped it backward. Oh my God. Oh my God, God, please, what is all this, man?
Are there any eyes on Carlo Ancelotti and maybe some of the decisions that he made, maybe not making certain subs or taking a long time to make subs? Alex, I mean, obviously...
To be honest, I think you look at the players on the bench, there's no one really on that bench.
Why didn't he bring Endrick on for Mbappe? Sorry, no, listen, when you're already down like this 2-0, at least Endrick is going to, what we've seen of him, he's going to try and he's going to be gutsy. Mbappe wasn't able to do it. We know Mbappe's one of the best players, but sometimes it's not your day. Should he have made a sub for Endrick? Brahim coming on in the 85th. Why don't we see Brahim on in the 70th? Like, you're not, after that goal, the first one, I think from Declan Rice came in like, what, the 71st or something? Why don't we see him coming on? I'm just curious as to if people think Carlo Ancelotti handled this game well, because I think he could have been a little bit more pragmatic. Listen, it didn't go Real Madrid's way whatsoever. This is the worst possible scenario. So what is a sub going to do? Like, it can't have got worse. You could have put Endrick on and nothing would have changed. Maybe he scores, but if he doesn't, well, you're still in the same position.
I think the big thing, and yes, you could put some blame on Ancelotti for not making the subs, and I think Endrick could have added something to that game, but for me, it's the silly fouls. Clinton said it earlier. You don't expect a player like Declan Rice, you don't expect anyone to score a free kick of that quality once, let alone twice. But to give away a foul in that position when you know how well he's taken that first free kick, there's no, yes, you can say, oh, he's never going to do it again. He did it again. There's no, it's just the maturity, the know-how, the nous, the ability to think, if I give away a foul here, I'm giving Declan Rice another opportunity to stick one in the back of the net like he did 10 minutes ago. It's just the intelligence to stop and think, he's not going anywhere with the ball. I don't need to foul him. Even if you do need to, sometimes there are cases where you need to foul him. You'd rather let him take a shot on goal because there's more chance Courtois is going to save it than if you give him a free kick, knowing how confident he will be after that first free kick. It just feels silly, is the word I would use.
I feel like it's honestly almost lucky that they didn't pick up any more yellows, considering that they were playing with that much frustration. Wait, Clinton, I actually have a comment here for you. I don't think you're going to want me to read it, but I'm going to read it anyways. Sina commented saying, "Thank God Clinton don't feel the pain Liverpool FC fans felt."
No, I mean, at the end of the day, Liverpool, they are gone now. So let's see what happens next week. Maybe if the comment comes back next week, I'll maybe take it to where I want to take it. But for now, let's
For now,
wait
you
till-
must remain silent, sir. And
No,
pray-
definitely, I can't say
pray
anything.
to all the
Yeah.
gods you know. Pray to the spirits and.
No, listen, you guys.
No,
guys
I'm
talk.
not even
if
kidding.
If you know
For-
if you know how bad this is for Real, like
No, no,
Real
no.
Madrid, they've been having back-to-back bad games.
I don't even want to talk about Real Madrid. I want to talk about you and the fact that it's Arsenal. I can't get over this. I don't even care if Arsenal win the whole thing. If Arsenal are the team to knock out Real Madrid, do you know the compilation video we're going to have of you talking about Arsenal?
Please don't
And
do
then
it.
they're the one? No.
That's when it
Guys,
Alex sent to me. I was sending
If
it
you're
to
a
you guys.
neutral fan, just hope for an Arsenal win. It doesn't matter if they win the Champions League to knock Real Madrid out, because this man here, the slander.
At this
For
point,
no reason, too.
If-
You're not going after Barcelona saying, well, Barcelona because Real Madrid.
if Arsenal wins the Champions League, I become an Arsenal fan.
Okay, wait. No, now I want to have a bet. If Arsenal win, no. The champion, I don't want them, no. I want. Wait, what did you do?
You're gonna have to. You're gonna
No,
have
I
to
don't
throw
want-
something.
No,
You're
if
gonna have to
Arsenal-
sacrifice something.
If Arsenal wins the Champions League,
I
and I'm
thought
saying
he
it right
meant-
here. If Arsenal wins this Champions League, and then knowing that they're going to end up finishing second in the Premier League, I tell you guys, both Manchester United, Real Madrid, I am cancelling my membership. I become a full-time Arsenal. I'm not a loyal fan, by the way. I'm a
I know
fan
that.
of. I am not definitely.
You don't
not.
have to tell me
News?
that. for
Yes, I mean, no, I'm being like very. You guys know me. I love my mental health. I don't joke with it. I sleep well. I try to sleep well at least.
Do you sleep well?
I mean, yeah, I try.
Not tonight, you won't.
No, tonight I definitely won't be sleeping well. But I'll try, yeah, because this Real Madrid, what they seem to be. Oh my God! I just remember the game with Real Sociedad in the Copa del Rey, where they just kept on coming back on Real Madrid. Huh. Jesus. The fact that we were able to qualify for the final, for the entire Clasico, was a miracle.
If I'm honest, I'm looking at some of these matches. Okay, they lost to Atletico in that second leg of the Champions League, but then they won on penalties, right? But that wasn't a good game for them. It wasn't a good game for anyone, if we're being honest. They beat Villarreal. They beat Leganés, and there's a lot of controversy on the way they did that. They draw Real Sociedad and then go in and win in extra time. A team like Real Sociedad, who they should be beating. They've been underperforming. They lose to Valencia at home, and now they lose. So, like, the thing is, I think it seems like it's kind of been building up. It's just the results weren't there because they were either winning in extra time, winning on penalties, or, whatever, however it may be. They were winning. And that's all that mattered. They got the job done. But it's just, it has been building up a little bit in terms of quality of football.
Yeah, I think it was coming. I think when you look at the performances, they haven't been the best. They haven't been up to the Real Madrid standards that we know that they can be. Like last season, they were the best team in Europe. It's felt, yes, and you can talk about the injuries. They've had some really difficult injuries this season. Carvajal being out for the season, Militao being out for the season, having to play a makeshift defence for large parts of this season doesn't help them in any ways. But I think more than anything, it feels like there are quite a lot of teams that you give them the back four that Real Madrid had tonight, and they would say that's an improvement on their back four. And I'm not trying to criticise any other team. But I think it's the way that they use the firepower that they have. I see so much more potential. They've got players in that front four. Those four, Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe, they're capable of scoring 2 or 3 goals between them each a week. I know this is football and you shouldn't expect them to score every week and score hat-tricks every other week. But I feel like there's so much more untapped potential from that front three that hasn't been used yet.
Yeah, I completely agree. Clinton, if Arsenal beat Real Madrid, can you just wear an Arsenal shirt for one of the shows?
Huh. No, if Arsenal wins,
I'm not saying
Champions
win the
League.
Champions
No,
League.
no, no,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
just
no,
wanted
no.
you to.
I think that's a very okay. Okay, let me put it. If Real Madrid beats Arsenal, if they do a comeback, would you wear a Real Madrid shirt?
Sorry, I didn't think I was involved. I'm on the other side of the table. I'm minding my own business over. This has nothing to do with me. I have business to take care of tomorrow. Please and thank you. All right, on Sporty Bet right now, just so everyone knows, odds are subject to change, obviously, matches this weekend, injuries. Hopefully we don't see any of those. Real Madrid to win the next game is 1.87. And Arsenal, 3.95. But this is obviously to win the match. Real Madrid right now to qualify is 8.
Oof.
Arsenal, 1.09. So keep that in mind. Matches this weekend. Things may change. All right, let's move along because there was another match. And unfortunately for Inter and Bayern, even though that was a great match as well, the chaos and the unexpectedness of everything in Arsenal and Real kind of took away from that. But we did see the Nerazzurri Inter beat Bayern Munich at the Allianz thanks to Fratesi and Lautaro Martinez, even though Thomas Muller did try and do what he does for Bayern and the fact that it's his last season, he scored, but it wasn't enough. Alex, you are almost positive that now Inter are going through. In fact, when we did our predictions for the quarterfinals, we all agreed almost very quickly that Inter is the one. There wasn't much to say. And now, is there...
I'd give Bayern a very slim chance. 10%.
You give them 10%.
I think when you look at the defensive prowess that Inter Milan have, the way that Simone Inzaghi sets up his teams, the weakness that we've seen from Bayern Munich this season under Vincent Kompany, in the Champions League especially, their lack of, their lack of ability to turn up in big games. If you look at the big games in the Champions League this season, you look at that Barcelona loss, you look at that loss to, my brain's blanking here.
Barca?
The Barca loss, and then they had another loss in the Champions League.
Barca lost to Monaco. Wait.
No, Bayern Munich's lost to Barca.
Bayern Munich
and then their other loss, I'm blanking here. They had another loss, which was, well, obviously they scraped through against Celtic. They had there was a commonality of, let's be honest, Vincent Kompany has done a brilliant job in the Bundesliga this season. Bayer Leverkusen aren't up to the pace that they have been last season, but Bayern Munich in the Champions League have been poor. Yes, they beat a poor Bayer Leverkusen. Feyenoord, that was it, thank you. They've been really short of the pace, and when you go to a side like Inter Milan, who are really strong defensively, at home, Inter Milan at home, Bayern are going to have to play the games of their lives on Wednesday night next week to get through to the semi-finals, because I really don't see anything other than an Inter booking themselves a spot in the semi-final.
Yeah.
I can't see Bayern Munich doing it.
I think with the match Jan Sommer had this evening, I mean, one of the best players on the pitch across both teams here. He's a brilliant keeper. He's been an absolute brick wall for them. Bastoni as well, Augusto on that side. It's, Benjamin Pavard, maybe not his best game, but we know what he's capable of. It's just they're so defensively sound, but then they're also so offensively sound as well with Thuram. And like I said, we mentioned the pairing of Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think, is it a bigger shock if Bayern beat Inter than Real Madrid beat?
No. I think the biggest shock of the year would be, I don't think it's a shock.
The biggest shock of the year. Nottingham Forest being in the top 4 in the Premier League is a bigger shock than Real Madrid.
Let me finish my sentence. In the Champions League, I think, although it's definitely not out of the realms of possibility that Real Madrid win against Arsenal and go through to the semi-finals, but the game they would have to play, the performance they would have to put in, the amount of goals they would have to score.
If Arsenal win the Champions League this year, do we owe...
We all owe Mikel Arteta a big apology. We all owe...
No, but not just us. I think, the greater community.
The Arsenal fans.
No, yeah, Arsenal fans.
Bro, Patrice Evra would have to come on TV
and he'll have to say
Something else.
Yeah, he'll have to say.
He would
Brand
have
new
to say everybody
series.
have to
This
subscribe
is-
to
Brand
Netflix
new
at this point.
series.
No, he will have to say this Netflix season is over. There's no new season. They've just won a Grammy or an Emmy or whatever the award is that they would win, an Oscar.
Right now, to qualify at SportyBet, Inter 1.31, Bayern Munich 3.60. So obviously not as big as a difference here. Only one goal separates. The thing is, Bayern score an early goal, and it's all back to square because obviously no away goals. So we'll see. But two very exciting games this evening. Hopefully leads for two very exciting matches tomorrow. Barcelona at Signal Iduna taking on Dortmund, and Aston Villa and PSG, and that's at the Parc des Princes?
Yes.
Okay, now, Clinton, I saw a little light turn on. We've lost Clinton for the better half of the show after what's happened to Real Madrid, but there was a glimmer because he heard his second favorite team in the Champions League, not in the Premier League, don't you dare. PSG, at PSG taking on Aston Villa at home. What do you expect in this one? Is this going to be an easy win for PSG?
I mean, I'm not going to say because they've put up a very brilliant performance against Liverpool, and obviously they didn't win the first leg, you know, in their stadium, where we thought they put up the best performance, but you know, Liverpool just took their one opportunity from a quick sub, got the 1-0 victory over. My God, I can't believe this may sound so low, but this is crazy. I can't this is.
I don't think we've ever seen you so.
Sara, I can't believe it. But no, if the only thing I would say is if PSG would put up the same fight that they put up against Liverpool, and it's not just putting up the fight, it's more like putting up that brilliant
The quality.
game, the quality of game that they put up. I don't see this Aston Villa having any slight.
I mean, if PSG are playing games like that, they're going to the final.
No, definitely, 100%. Facts. Like I don't see it going anywhere. if there are two teams, in fact, okay, now I have to include Arsenal. Sorry. If there are three teams that are likely, I don't know how the positioning is. I don't want to think about that. My brain is not currently working.
Arsenal would face PSG in the semi-finals.
Assuming PSG does win Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Have you guys done the full bracket, like for the quarterfinals?
I think half of my team's already out.
Who do you have in your final? Did you do the?
I had Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Okay, I had PSG, Barcelona. So far, because I had Real Madrid beating Arsenal though. But if PSG are playing like, hey, who knows? Guys, we still have a second leg. Relax, Clinton, keep going.
No, I'm saying if obviously PSG does put up that same fight, Aston Villa stand no chance at all.
Alex, you said Aston Villa. You wanted to back, your Premier League side here. But is it concerning that we've seen Aston Villa on a great run? Obviously, we've seen the likes of Asensio and Rashford come in January and fit in really well. But is it concerning that PSG don't have anything to fight for in the league?
Yeah,
they don't have a match this weekend.
Yep.
They play tomorrow against Aston Villa, and they play next Tuesday. The Coupe de France final is at the end of May. So if I'm Luis Enrique, rotation game is going to be super strong right now. And every piece of mental energy they have is going into the Champions League. They've won the league. I think that's the biggest concern here for Aston Villa. Aston Villa are still trying to fight for that top 5 position. And, it's always that weight management of where we're going to, focus on. And PSG are narrow-minded right now.
I think also you look at Aston Villa this weekend, they've got Southampton away. Yes.
They still have to play.
I know they still have to play,
PSG
but they
don't need to show up.
They will rest a lot of players. And I think when you... To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what the odds are on SportyBet now, but bet on a Southampton win against Aston Villa this weekend because Southampton are relegated. They don't have anything to play for. They can play with the freedom that they like. Aston Villa have got a PSG second leg tie on Tuesday next week. That I can see that going Southampton's way, which, sorry for any Derby County fans, means that Derby County will hold on to the record of the worst record in the Premier League.
Southampton to win against Aston Villa on the weekend is 5.45 to Southampton.
Go for it.
Sprinkles?
Not even a sprinkle. I think that's a...
That's a 20 euros that KlintonCod just won, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Why not?
That's the only good thing that's happened to me today.
But I think when you look at that Aston Villa side, yes, they lost to Nottingham Forest last weekend,
That's a tough game.
but I think they probably had one eye on PSG, 3 eyes, maybe 4 eyes, however many eyes they can have on PSG this week. The second leg is at Villa Park as well. So they have that home advantage. We know how good the atmosphere is at Villa Park. That is a 12th man. Villa Park is, on any Champions League night, is rocking. And PSG, we saw them play not very well in that first leg against Liverpool. Well, they played well, but they didn't take their chances. If they don't take their chances, a team like Villa has the capability to pick them off. They've got brilliant players. Ollie Watkins, Morgan Rogers, Tielemans. These are players that can really do you damage if you're not careful. And Unai Emery, in terms of competition managers, there aren't many better when it comes to European. Yes, I know you look at, there are so many. Ancelotti, the amount of Champions Leagues he's won 5 Champions Leagues, Pep Guardiola. But in terms of managers, Unai Emery is one of the best out there when it comes to managing a team in a competition. The job he did with Sevilla, winning the Europa League, he will come into this game with a wealth of experience that he can put into this game. And I really think, I don't think it's going to be as easy for PSG as they expect. And I think Aston Villa could do a number on them.
I love the head-to-head of these managers because you mentioned Unai Emery, and we know what he's capable of in Europe. But let's not forget what Luis Enrique did with Barcelona, winning a treble. Obviously, he's the first manager in what feels like ages that has turned this PSG team around and gotten them to play like an actual team. It's 2 Spanish managers going head-to-head that know each other very well. It just makes this draw so much more interesting. So, I'm not going to ask you for your predictions today because we do have another watch-along tomorrow. So save your predictions for tomorrow. But you have Aston Villa going through and we have PSG going through as it stands. But game predictions we'll do tomorrow. Let's talk Barcelona at Signal Iduna taking on Dortmund. Dortmund out of the Bundesliga race. This is pretty much what they have left to fight for. We've talked about him time and time again here. Serhei Guirassy, pretty much the shining star for Dortmund. Do you see him being able to break down that defensive wall at Barcelona? They're playing at home. And as Alex mentioned, we're talking about Villa Park. Signal Iduna is as much of a 12th man as anywhere else. In fact, maybe even bigger. It's one of the most difficult stadiums to play in Europe.
Sorry.
I did ask for water like an hour ago. Sorry.
I need water, man.
He's struggling.
For real. No, I think Barcelona, they have all it takes to defeat Dortmund. You know, I'm just admiring the fact that I could sound this low. You know, I didn't know I was this quiet.
Sorry, go just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just try it.
What did you say?
No, I can't believe it.
Oh, pain and misery.
No, I don't think it's going to. It's obviously going to be a very tough match. You know, especially when you have somebody like Guirassy for Dortmund. You know, whom that guy is almost like he's using some type of I don't know where his juju comes from. It's definitely not from where we come from. His one is just very different, and I don't know if Sam Adeyemi is going to be there. You know,
Sam, Kareem.
Sorry, Kareem. Oh, I keep calling you guys Sam. I told you guys that this Nigerian pastor is just messing in my head. You know? Sam, yeah, I mean, I think I'll just stick to calling him by his surname because I think they both share the same surname. So, whichever one I call, just know I'm referring to the footballer. But no, looking at this current Barcelona, I just think this is going to be. It's not going to be very difficult for them. I pretty much know Barcelona would beat them probably home and away, in my opinion. Obviously not very easy, but I see it happening.
Well, let me tell you what's concerning here for Barcelona. Let's look at that. Pau Cubarsí picked up a straight red, so he's not going to be in this game. Inigo Martinez is injured, so they're missing their 2 center backs. Now, who's going to sub in there? Ronald Araujo and Eric Garcia, Eric Garcia has been playing really well, but more as that central defensive midfield player, not as center. It's painful for me to talk about. So that's concerning. Obviously, Rafinha, I think this is going to be a big game for him because since returning from Brazil, he hasn't really been the same. It's only been a few matches. But I think this is where we need to see Rafinha turn back on. He's been the man of the Champions League so far this season. But there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. But I'm a little bit concerned with the situation of Sergio Guirassy and how inevitable he is at scoring, and Barcelona's defensive line, not Balde, not Koundé, but our two center backs, simply because they're not our starters right now. So I do think Dortmund can score.
Of course.
I just don't see it being as clean cut because
It's definitely not going to be.
I think, like, because it's two matches, Barcelona know, even if they're down 2-1, okay, let's finish at 2-1. We're down 1 goal. We go home. We beat them 4-0. We do what we do. That being said, Barcelona, as I mentioned earlier in the show, have the most goals in any Champions League campaign with 32 right now. 32 in 10 matches. So, you know, they're averaging, more than 3 goals a game. Who's to say where it's going to come from? But I think Dortmund have to give it their all. And I think they will, and I think it's going to be hard for Barcelona.
I really do. I think you look at the weapons that they have, Guirassy, Karim Adeyemi.
Sam?
Talking of pastors, he's probably going to have to do some praying tomorrow night before to make sure the game goes well. But I think when you talk about the atmosphere at the Signal Iduna Park, that 12th man, Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League have been a strong side. Last season, we saw them beat some very good sides. Atletico Madrid, who arguably last season were looking really strong in the Champions League until they got knocked out. PSG. No one was expecting them to beat PSG in that semi-final. Yes, Barcelona will take a lot of confidence from the fact that they beat Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park back in November, I want to say.
Yeah.
November. You look at the way Dortmund have been playing this season, they've been nothing short of poor in the Bundesliga. Tonight, they've got a clean slate.
Yeah.
Sorry, tomorrow night. Come into this game, they've got nothing to lose. Everyone's expecting Barcelona to win. They go hell for leather tomorrow night. They get an early goal. That crowd's really behind them. Barcelona suddenly feel the pressure. I think they could make the Barcelona's life really difficult. And they've got nothing to lose because everyone expects Barcelona to win. So they might as well go in there and just give it their all.
Can I say the game changer in this game? Hansi Flick, German manager, knows Borussia Dortmund very well.
Right in saying he's never lost to Borussia Dortmund, I think?
I think you are right in saying that.
6 times, I think he's played them.
I just think it's all this, the way this guy has Barcelona playing, the pragmatic football, the pragmatic substitutions that we so desperately needed from Xavi once upon a time. But the fact that he also knows German football so well plays into Barcelona's favor, and I think it's going to be forget Lamine, forget Rafinha, Pedri. This is all about the puppet master. This is about Hansi Flick. And I think that's such an interesting story with you have Luis Garcia. No. Sorry. Luis Enrique. Lost my mind. Luis Enrique and Unai Emery going head-to-head. And you have Hansi Flick returning to Germany. It's just, the storylines are very interesting here. But I think it absolutely is going to come down to Hansi Flick and the football that he has these guys playing. But I don't think it's as clean cut like people you're saying. Oh, Barcelona's going to win. Who knows? Maybe in the tie, Barcelona will go through. But in the first match, who's to say? So we'll leave again our predictions for tomorrow. just one more circulation back to KlintonCod and just the fact, like I've never seen you like this. Even when Manchester lose, because I think you're so used to them losing.
No, of course. I mean, the way or the manner at which Real Madrid have just lost tonight is very different from any way I've seen Manchester lose, especially in key games like this. Manchester would always lose to random. I mean, like you said, I'm used to it, right? But I'm still not used to seeing Real Madrid being this poor. And I mean, of course, they've been poor, but it's never been this bad. Like we're speaking about an Arsenal that came in the second half and scored 2 beautiful free kicks, and then a midfielder whom they are in process of trying to convert to become a striker because they've lost their a poor striker. And this guy, remember the first game that Merino came in for Arsenal? He did score a goal. I think, yeah, I can't remember how many, but I think, and this was against, it was against Manchester City, wasn't it?
No.
I think it was against
can't
Manchester
remember
City.
who
It
it
was
was
the one. It was. I remember it was Manchester City where they disvirgin Manchester City proper. Like it was a proper. Can't explain. So having this guy get on the score sheet against a Real Madrid, whom people knowing how much I spoke so much about Real Madrid, champions of Europe in terms of Champions League football, and then losing in this manner or this way. I think it's just something I could not behold. It's something that's originally, there's this word that I believe we should have on our show. Maybe I'm gonna download that sound. It shock you. It shocked me. I mean, I put up something on my social media regarding Declan Rice scoring these 2 free kicks, and all I've just been getting from people is it shock you. You know how you say no be the be that. Yeah. So that's the next one. It shock you.
Okay.
Shock you. It shock you.
It shock you.
It shock you is more like, did he surprise you? But obviously it has way more deeper meaning for.
Right.
So when there is something that's happened, you just need to say it shock you. Or the team shocked me. That, as in this one shocked me proper.
Arsenal
I cannot believe
definitely did shock me.
No, it shocked you.
Yeah. How would I say yes?
All right, Clinton. Well, get some rest tonight. Anything is possible.
I need it.
You need it. You need it. What a brilliant night for Champions League football. If this is a taste of what the quarterfinals are going to be like, then we have 3 more nights of absolute class football, drama, and chaos. Just how we like it here. Tomorrow, we're back again for Barcelona at Dortmund and Aston Villa at PSG. So join us again for our watch along. Same time, same place. And as always, enjoy the football because, hey, Copa Libertadores is coming up right now on Sporty TV. Pew pew Arsenal.
Even my Egbe is not strong. Egbe, T. There's no boom. There's no have energy for boom. There's no energy.
Gol